Tomorrow, sunny, breezy, very hot and humid with a high around 99. That's the record from 1988. Scorching sunshine for Sunday. A very hot, humid day, high 99. The record is 102, set at 1930. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is mostly sunny, 78 degrees at 9:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Celebrate Independence Day with a free concert by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America. July 2nd, 7 p.m. at Logan University in Chesterfield, showcasing patriotic music and more. Get free tickets at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Chris, Ranji, Amy, Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called The Show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, good morning, friends. What a Friday it is. It is gross and hot, and it's going to get real hot this weekend.
Hydrate.
Summertime.
It is
Where the living
officially,
is easy.
and they're telling people to stay indoors this weekend. Can you believe that?
Watch your pets out there.
Hancock and Kelly with us. It is the Chris and Amy Show, and it is Friday. That's how you know it's Friday,
Finally.
because these two guys are with us now. 314-436-7900. Join the show. Odyssey app. Leave voice messages for us. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and follow us on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Extreme heat is reaching the St. Louis area this week. Extreme.
Sunday.
On the first day of summer. It is officially today, the first day of
It is
summer.
the summer solstice.
That's right.
The longest day of the year. The days get shorter starting tomorrow. Isn't that depressing?
I think it's not until actually July 2nd or 3rd.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yep.
it pauses in the sky for a couple days.
So it's
Yeah, it
just,
does.
we're gonna.
Yeah.
So today is the longest day, but tomorrow's
No,
not
I
going to
think
be
it's
any
like-
shorter.
So I think our I don't know why we're having this out right now, but our sunset is supposed to be 8:28 today, and then it's like 8:29 for about 3 or 4 days, and then it goes
Oh.
back down,
Oh, but
starting
maybe
on the
sun
4th.
comes up later, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by the longest day.
It's hard to keep it all straight.
Are we still doing the 3? Or
Yeah,
We
well,
are.
Amy
'Cause I
is
have more about
Number
that heat
2.
stuff.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Number 2, President Trump has weighed in on the U.S. involvement, potentially, maybe, who knows, we don't know, in the conflict between Israel and Iran as they continue to trade strikes.
Cardinals sweep the crappy Sox, and they are at home again tonight. They will
Nice.
start an hour earlier. You should
Yes.
know this. They begin a series against the Reds. They also have a concert by Cole Swindell after the game. So they are starting at 6:15 tonight.
I
It was
have a-
originally 7:15.
Point of Parliament here. I know there's the concert with Cole Swindell. Is there still a live at Lowe's tonight after the game?
Well, I guess we'll have to ask our guy, Mike Claiborne, today during the Gas House Gang, which starts at 12. It's going to be a loaded Gas House Gang. Got
A lot of
Kevin
gas.
Wheeler
Got a lot
and
of
Matt
gas for the
Pauley.
Gas House Gang.
and me. What did you call it? The Gaseous Gang?
The Gaseous Gang.
It is
That's
the
what
Gaseous
we call
Gang.
them here at the Voice of St. Louis.
So that's what's going on.
So we got my father-in-law a recumbent bicycle for
What does that
Father's
mean?
Day. It's
Is it the where you lay back?
Yeah. And so so it came, and it's in a big box. Some
Yeah.
assembly required.
Some.
So
My guess is the wheels
Ruh-roh.
are not on.
we pulled the thing out of the box. It was me and Georgianne.
Oh.
And
Who's adorable.
yeah, it's
She is.
so we pulled the thing
She
out
is
of
5'0".
Yeah. And the only thing missing was Larry, because Mo and Curly were in the house. And I mean, it's a screw and the lug bolt and the little curly washer that he goes on before the flat washer, and then you screw and you got the wrench, and it was horrible.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Oh.
And we got the thing put together. I mean, it took us the better part of an entire
John,
evening. Yes.
How liberally are you using the word we and us?
Oh, I was there.
Were you?
Yeah.
Was she doing most of it?
She do some. And so
Most.
what I do when I assemble things, and I
Yeah.
explain this to her over and over and over again, is I get all the little parts. You got the parts, the little
Yeah,
pieces, the
all the
screws, and I get red Solo cups. And I separate the parts into red Solo cups so
That's
that you obviously know what
wise.
you're dealing with.
Right.
But no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because by the time I got in there, she was already screwing stuff in that didn't belong, and the screws were going the wrong direction. And
She's been doing that for years.
She put a screw into the seat that almost went through the seat, which would have been terrible.
Well, I mean, how old is your father?
He'll be 89 in August.
So, are you all a little worried that if this is not properly assembled, there could be some type of a malfunction?
I tried it out, buddy. I took the first spin on that sucker.
Yeah.
How many blocks did you go on it there, old John? Is there video?
There was a 9 on the little screen. I don't know what that indicated.
Oh,
It's got an electronic screen.
No, it doesn't move. Yeah, it's got a. Yeah, we had to plug all that stuff in.
Oh, I thought
It
you were an outside recumbent bike.
No, this is a recumbent
A
bike.
stationary bike.
It's a recumbent stationary bike with
Stationary
a
bike.
steering.
I thought he's going to be.
Important word.
I also thought he
Yes.
was going to be rolling about town
So
in that
did
thing.
I.
And you gotta hook up all the wires.
Yeah.
You gotta put
Okay.
A wire into the D wire. Why you put A into D, I don't know. But we did it.
Can
And
you
it's-
imagine John trying to dismantle a bomb? Like the disarm one?
No, but can I tell you what I can't imagine him doing?
Putting together a really nice birthday party for you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to this man. On a weekly basis, he describes this kind of stuff, but you guys were there. And
Yeah.
he put together the most spectacular night of my life.
Yeah.
It really was.
I'm a method actor, and I take my craft very seriously.
Yeah.
And I had to dig deep into
Yeah.
my reservoir of thespian skills to pull off the timing. And
A lot of lug nuts involved. In
it
that.
was a lot. I mean, it was a lot. I had a faux pass out that I did.
A faux pass out.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And then I forgot various elements
Oh,
of my clothing.
You had to stall.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
pretended to fall asleep.
Yes.
You told Michael, "Oh, I'm late. I fell asleep."
I still got my same clothes on. Ugh,
Yeah.
I had on this morning, and it's not good. And of course, because I fell asleep, I didn't walk the dog.
So you didn't even take the shower like you said you were going to.
Oh, I did take the shower.
Okay.
The longest shower I've ever taken in my life, and 2 of them actually. I took
You took 2
I
showers.
took the first one, and I took a long time with the first one, and I turned the water off, and I heard the dog barking. So that means Michael has just entered the house.
Well-
So I turned the water back on.
Because you got to
All I
install
can
this
tell
guy. You got
by
to
the
delay
time
him.
I got to that dang party, I was clean. And
Didn't you also? Michael is freaking out because he thinks he's going to a business
Yeah. Oh,
function.
he's
So now
beyond
you guys are going to be
ticked.
late.
He's
You
ticked.
are unflappable, and you're almost ready. You're like, oh, I forgot my belt. Didn't
Yep.
you forget a belt?
Yeah, I forgot my belt. And then I couldn't find my phone.
Did you-
Don't you hate when that happens?
Did you plan ahead? Because again,
You
just
know,
to,
Yes.
so you were like, I'm going to forget my belt, and then you go
Yeah.
back in to get it.
Yeah.
That was all
You got to go
planned.
upstairs.
Okay.
And then you got to find your belt. We're
Michael,
not-
how close were you to committing homicide?
Well, I was irritated beyond belief because when I walked in and the dog did bark at me, I heard the water turn on. And I was like, oh, he must be brushing his teeth. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's just getting
so
in.
clean. I
We were
was so
going to
clean.
a very important work meeting. And then
John, did you get back in the shower?
Yeah.
You didn't just turn the water on?
Oh no, I took another shower.
Well, hold on. You can tell if you can hear water running. You can tell if somebody's in there
if it's
or it's
not
just
flushing.
running. Yeah.
Yeah.
and on the way out there, he has the audacity
I
to
washed
say to
my
me,
hair twice. Now that's something you don't see every day.
you sure are driving fast. And I'm like, yes, because we're late because of him. And
Actually, right on time.
it was incredible. It really was incredible. And you two guys were there, and Matt
Yeah.
Pajeski was there, and I'm grateful to you. And John Hancock is maybe the most
Yeah.
splendid human being I know.
That's awesome.
I think we need to capture some of this.
Yeah, audio.
Well, it's
yeah.
being recorded.
Oh,
It is.
well,
It's,
I mean,
it
that's
sits
one
here
It gets
for
podcasted.
eternity. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
can
Michael-
listen
Hey,
to
did
it.
you guys win that award, by the way?
We don't know
We
yet.
don't know.
Oh,
Best podcasters
that's
in
where
St. Louis.
they're up for the best
A-list.
A-list.
Talking
Well,
the A-list
We,
select.
we
We-
already
we-
won.
We already won
Best
best opinion in
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of
We
opinions.
were for the A-list. We
Yeah.
were up against like 2 other shows and the Glover show.
Oh,
So we were having people vote for us because we don't want to win. We just want to split the vote so Glover
We just want to
doesn't
make sure
win.
they don't win.
Did you take him down?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah.
our only goal. Is
it's
we
like
were.
the year the Cardinals had 3 people going for the MVP award. And
That's right.
yeah.
I was thinking more like Ross Perot.
Ross Perot.
We would like to be the Ross Perot of radio.
Well, eventually
Or the Jill
somebody,
There's a
Stein.
guy that ended my political career.
eventually someone will topple Glover, and it should be the Chris and Amy show,
yeah.
right?
Makes
I mean,
sense.
I'm kind
well,
of like
it's
that
gotta
Phantom
be.
of the Opera
Hey.
thing. Every year they're winning, but soon somebody
Somebody else is going to win. Michael, when John was bringing up the recumbent bike, because I was picturing an outside recumbent bike. Remember back in the day when you and I would do a lot of radio together, and
Uh-huh.
you and I, who were perpetually single, would play fast and loose with deal breakers, and we would like spend a whole show
Yes.
talking about reasons we wouldn't
would not date
people.
somebody.
And one of my deal breakers was a guy in a recumbent bike with one of the red flags on it. And they go,
That's a literal red flag for you.
Yes.
and they go around the park. I can't do that.
I had a flag on my bike when I was a kid. Now that I think about
I
it.
did too
I
for
had
a little
pea- I
bit.
had a pea picker.
When I was,
But it wasn't a
What is that?
recumbent
It was
bike.
a green pea picker. And I think it belonged to my sister at one time. And I had a
Have a little
flag
basket on the front of it.
I took the basket.
Cha-ching,
off.
cha-ching.
I took the
Little
basket.
Johnny H coming through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Here's one of my deal breakers. People who don't pay the extra $100 for somebody else to put the machine together. Because when I get done making the machines or the recumbent bikes or the
delivery in them.
I've got extra
assembly.
parts.
Georgianne looked it up on YouTube, and the guy said it's incredibly easy.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
And that's what I saw the
The
guy.
directions come in like 6 different languages.
And then
It's not easy.
when you hook in the A and the D plugs. He said, now you may have to pull on it a little bit to get the little clamp thing. And so I'm pulling on this thing, and she's telling me, "Don't pull on it." I said, "He said to pull on it," and she said, "No, you're gonna break it. You're gonna." It was very stressful.
Yeah.
have
Very
you ever
stressful.
put together something from IKEA? They just have those pictures. They don't have any
Oh.
words to
I
explain
have
what's
never
going
done
on.
that.
Oh,
No.
it's
I've
And it's a bazillion pieces.
yeah.
I went into an IKEA twice in my life. Once
You
in
can't get
Chicago.
out of there, right? Isn't that the
It's
thing?
when I
very
was
difficult.
just-
Once you're in, you're in.
It's like
Yeah.
going to Six Flags, but not being able to jump to, okay, we're not going to wait anymore. You got to go through their entire maze,
Yep.
several floors before you can
Yeah.
leave.
Wow.
That's not right.
It's almost like a hostage situation where you walk in, it's like you might not be able to get out, or it's an escape room.
What if you're
Uh-huh.
claustrophobic? Is it?
I mean, it's big. but-
Some people go there for their meatballs. Have you
Oh, I've
ever
had
had
the
their
meatballs.
I have
meatballs
had their
from?
meatballs.
They're
They
good.
got meatballs at IKEA.
Yeah, they're good.
Do you have
Right,
to-
it's a furniture
do you have
store
to
and they
put
got
them together?
meatballs.
They have
Swedish
they have a
meatballs.
whole cafeteria up there.
It's like when people go to Costco for the hot dogs.
I
The
have seen that.
The
It's like
IKEA
dollar dog, $1.50.
meatballs.
something.
Oh.
Yeah,
That sounds.
I had meatballs for breakfast.
Have you ever gone to Costco and got a hot dog?
I have.
Really?
Well, like I don't belong. I'm not a Costco member, but I know people, and I love going to Costco.
Really?
Yes.
Do they?
I
Will they put
love-
sauerkraut and onion and all the stuff
I
on
think
it, or
you
do you have
can
to
get-
dress it yourself?
I think you can get whatever you want on it, but it's
Oh.
$1.50.
I don't know that
Costco Costco might be the greatest. The Declaration of Independence and then Costco, like the greatest American invention.
I don't think I've ever been inside a Costco.
I have not either.
I've been in Sam's Club.
Okay, I
when
know
that
I'm
was
gonna
when
make-
that first became a
I'm
thing
going to
when I
make
was a
people
kid.
mad. People are going to get mad, but Costco is far superior to
I
Sam's
have-
Club.
I have heard a lot of people say that.
The quality, you can buy pants at Costco and tires and a taco platter all in one trip.
My problem with the Costco is that, and maybe it's just because it's me, nothing they sell there is not for an entire football team. Like if you get cashews,
Yeah.
you got 10 pounds. You
Mhm.
can't get a little box of cashews. You got to get 10 pounds.
I
of
drink
cashews.
enough coffee that I buy the Costco Columbia Supremo,
Yeah.
Ooh.
and it is a whole bean, so you got to
Yeah,
grind it.
yeah.
And I don't know how big the bag is. This big. How much do you think that weighs? That 10-pound
3
bag?
pounds.
3 pounds?
I'm gonna
5
guess
pounds? I
three.
buy
The
2
beans,
of those
the beans
giant
don't weigh that
bags.
much.
Of coffee?
Yeah.
Amy, what is your heart like? That sounds unhealthy.
Well, I made some coffee this morning.
Doesn't that sound like
I
too
mean, I
much
actually
coffee?
made it last
It
night.
might be too much
That's what. Yeah,
coffee.
you get ready the night before.
Yeah, my coffee this morning. I had 2.5 cups this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
You know,
Uh,
this weirdo wakes up, or the first thing he does before he goes to bed every night.
Oh, I
is
know.
makes
He
his
gets the coffee ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Amy is watching us on YouTube, and she says at Costco you can get a hot dog and soda for $1.50.
Insane. You can't get that anywhere.
Wow.
That's
$1.50.
1,000,000,000 times cheaper than McDonald's.
Could we all outsource the ballpark concessions to Costco?
I mean,
That'd be great to go to the game.
Have
and
you
eat
ever been
a
to-
$1.50 hot dog?
There's
I
another
just-
stadium that does it, but Atlanta.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
talked about
yeah.
this before. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is
Cheap.
one of the state of the art, $5 for like everything.
Mhm.
Pizza, $5.
It's awesome.
Soda's like $3.
Yep.
And they have the soda machines out so you can go back and get
Insane.
refills
That's-
yourself.
That's
That's incredible for an NFL stadium.
That's their second stadium since Fulton County Stadium, right?
I don't know. I thought it was their first one after
So
Fulton.
now
but
this is the second day in a row we've started a show just guessing about stadiums.
we love to guess.
We
love
guessed
to
a
guess.
lot. I will
But-
say
but
this,
anyway.
people probably thought yesterday was Friday because we kind of mailed it in.
Oh, we had a great show though too. Hancock and Kelly with us here
Mailed it
on a
in.
Friday. Speaking of mail, we had a great delivery service
Oh,
idea.
we'll tell Michael about it.
Yeah,
And
we'll tell you about
and
it when we
John.
come back.
Yeah,
Let us
am
know
I?
what you think of our
Chopped liver.
Amy and I have a new idea
Yeah.
for a delivery service that we're going to start.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about it next. Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Have you ever had a wedding reception in your yard or scheduled a party, birthday party, or whatever kind of party at your house, and during the party or a couple 3 hours before you notice your air conditioner is not working and it is the hottest day of the year? Or have you come home from a vacation and your house is baking? My experience has been that's when it will break. It just happens that way. So if that does happen to you, or say, again, you don't need to have a party or you don't need to be baked. But if your air conditioner breaks and you need to get it the cold air back in your house, call me, Bart Inman. One easy number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Again, the easiest of numbers, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, bartinman.com. It's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
I'm Bobby Finger.
And I'm Lindsay Weber. Our podcast, Who Weekly, is everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. Think of us as your cheat code to People Magazine, your glossary for Hollywood, a shortcut to understanding pop culture at large.
For the past 8 years, Who Weekly has been telling listeners everything they need to know about the celebrities they don't.
Who Weekly airs twice weekly with brand new episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays. Listen and follow Who Weekly, an Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy. And from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hospital Sisters Health System isn't just in your community. We're part of it. Expert care and genuine support backed by a network that puts your health first. HSHS, connected to our community, committed to your health. Visit hshs.org/caring.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-MILLION. That's 314-9 all zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
I believe we've started a warehouse store civil war with our listeners.
Yes.
Because Amy said that Costco is far superior to Sam's Club. And this texter says far superior to Sam's, plus hot dog includes the drink, as we heard from Amy.
Insane.
The other Amy, who's watching on YouTube. And Terry from Fenton says at Sam's Club, you can get a hot dog and a fountain drink for $1.38, 12 cents cheaper than the same combo at Costco.
But I can tell you that Sam's pants are not as nice as Costco pants.
Also, we have a Costco employee who says, I was listening to you yesterday when I wasn't working at Costco.
Oh, thank you very much.
So maybe they're not. Maybe they were at Costco listening to us on the app.
We interviewed a New York Times author who wrote a story on Costco, how it's the American dream, how it's such a great place to work. They pay really well, and it's one of the most coveted jobs. Like, it's hard to get a job there because they treat people so well.
There's a reporter at Fox 2 that works at Costco.
I do know that.
Yeah,
Works there?
Works at
Yeah.
Costco.
Wasn't
Like for a second job, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just informed that the meal I had last night that was tacos, was awesome, was from Costco.
Yes, I get that taco platter. That's the taco platter when I brought up.
from Costco.
I mean,
Was
you can get
just
Christmas
informed.
decorations, and here's what else: they have really great organic snacks. Like, if you are a health food junkie, go to Costco. They've got nuts, and if they got sweet treats.
I guess I gotta
What's
go
the
walk through
difference
this
between
place.
organic and non-organic? I mean, if the food's
Pesticides.
food, what?
Pesticides.
Well, you don't want pests on your food.
No, you don't want that.
You know,
I'd rather
you
have
got
a bug.
Bugs crawling all over your nuts. I mean, nobody wants that.
Now listen. Well, there are certain kinds of bugs you really don't want down there. Listen.
Why are you?
Wait,
what are you
talking He never said down there.
Listen.
I'm talking about the pesticides. I don't know what you people are talking about, but you don't want a bunch
bugs
of
on your
bugs
nuts.
crawling all over you. I mean, that's why they apply the Roundup to the nuts.
Well, the Roundup's bad for you.
You don't want Roundup on your nuts.
Roundup is the one that kills weeds and apparently kills people
I don't even think
too.
Monsanto exists anymore because of Roundup.
I think you're right.
The Roundup is this is all these trial lawyers out there making all this money. The Roundup is it's called acetaminophen or whatever the name of it is.
That's painkiller. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it's got a name. It's got a scientific name, the Roundup, and they've been using it on the farm for decades.
I know why I went to a Costco one time. People told me you got to go look at the toilet paper section at Costco. Do you realize that the toilet paper section at Costco is at the complete opposite side of the entrance to the Costco?
Because people know that's
They
what you
want
need.
you to go all the way to get the toilet paper. It's a loss leader. It's a corporate term. I'll teach you later, John. But anyway, the toilet paper.
So did you? My dad says, he goes, if you don't have to strap the toilet paper to the top of your car,
You're not getting enough.
Yeah.
Well,
post COVID.
Have you guys experienced the wavy cuts on the toilet paper now?
Wavy
They
cuts.
got the wavy. It's usually
when
just
it
straight across.
tears.
Yes, they've got the little
No, I've
wavy.
not noticed that.
Like the craft scissors. Remember how in
Yeah.
kindergarten you would have craft
I've never
scissors?
seen that before in my life.
Is
This
there
is
a
a new
purpose?
invention.
Is there a purpose to it or just aesthetic?
It's a better rip. Yeah, because when you got the straight line there, it's you got to be pretty careful not to get a chunk out. But man, these wavy tears.
How do
you get a clean cut every single time?
How do you feel
Every
about
single
when you
time.
go to a hotel, John?
I don't have that much difficulty separating toilet paper sheets.
Well,
it's the easiest thing in the world to separate.
You got to take your time, though. Otherwise, because the last thing you want is a stray, strand. Of,
never
paper out
happens
there.
to
Well,
me
you gotta-
unless you get the cheap stuff like at
that's
the
the worst.
office.
Listen, I buy the cheapest because I grew up with a septic tank, which means you can't use the quilted stuff. I use the Scott one-ply toilet paper.
You know what?
And I can tear that.
Hold on.
I can tear that
might as well
like
just
a surgeon.
put a bunch of sandpaper in.
I had a roommate who did that.
Yeah.
And he did it because he insisted that it was better than the regular stuff. And
You
I'm like,
use
no, it's
more.
not. You just knew it was cheaper.
It can
You're
be-
a cheap
but it
bastard.
can be
It's
too
not really
quilted.
cheaper because you have to use more.
You do have to use more.
And
That's right.
but the wavy cut, man. I mean, this thing has changed I don't know what brand it is, but it's incredible. Yeah.
I would rather have 10 layers of Scott than one layer of quilted northern. One layer feels too psychologically. That's too close for me.
I mean, you don't put one layer back there. That's
how do you feel about when you stay at a hotel and they've touched the toilet paper and they've
they folded it for you
and they fold. That's weird to me. I always have to take a little bit of that off, throw that off straight into the trash.
I do that here. You don't want the last square.
I try not to go to the bathroom here.
When
the zoo's got nicer bathrooms than this place. I was walking through the zoo the other day. I had to use the restroom. I thought, man, this is really nice. We ought to have something like this in our office.
Well,
this is my last week on.
No. If the thing that does it is you complaining about the bathroom here, no. All right, Hancock and Kelly. We'll even get to our brilliant idea.
No, we didn't get to your
Hancock
delivery
and
service.
Kelly with Chris and Amy. A full hour. They're with us from 9 to 10 every Friday on 104.1 FM KMOX.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. Get an affordable online skills-based education to move your career forward. UMGC offers no-cost digital materials in place of textbooks in most courses, low-cost tuition, and over $21 million in scholarship opportunities each aid year. Find out if you qualify at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Currently, it's 81 degrees downtown. Already feels like 90. Mostly sunny and hot today. A high of 95. Low tonight, only 75. It's going to be a hot one this weekend.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. For over 65 years, Renner Garage Door has delivered top-notch service, sales, and installation. Get your free estimate today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Ready for instant curb appeal that comes with a 25-year transferable warranty? Call Rhino Shield today. We do brick, block, stucco, asbestos, aluminum, steel, cedar, and more. Over the past 20 years, we've done thousands of homes, businesses, churches, schools, condos, parking garages, large metal buildings, and strip malls, from Champaign to the Lake of the Ozarks. We do flat and sloped metal roofs to extend their lives too. Proud to be veteran-owned and manufactured in the good old USA. So we're tariff-free. We're exceeding expectations every day. Evaluations are free. A+ rated with the BBB and a lot of 5-star Google reviews. Call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, this is Steve Butts with the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. I know we're all experiencing sticker shock when you get your insurance premium. Now more than ever, you need an independent insurance agent to find the best value for your family's insurance needs. Crawford Butts, family owned and operated for more than 60 years. Please give us a call at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I take this very seriously. Mark is a great attorney. He has a great team. He is from St. Louis. He is local. Call 314-628-9999 or visit cantorinjurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
You log into your DSP. It's confusing. Where do you build a campaign? Where's the report? Targeting's vague, CTV's tacked on and overpriced. Then you find Viant. Setup? Just a chat prompt. AI does the rest. Targeting? People-based and precise across premium publishers. Measurement? Transparent, outcome-driven. And CTV? We've led since streaming meant something. Viant is the DSP that actually gets advertising. Still trading on a desk? Visit Viant.ai to unlock real results today.
Tonight,
the Cards, the Reds.
Ameren Total Access 520.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We would like to congratulate listener car hauler Brad, who texted into the show yesterday, who was hauling around vehicles in his truck while listening to the show yesterday.
Thank
I
you.
believe, was he the one in Iowa? I can't remember. At any rate, he would like to pass along an important update that he was finally able to take a shower.
Hey!
Yeah, so nice.
Yes,
great,
you guys,
great job. Great job,
had
Brad.
a great show yesterday. Shout out to all the truckers. We're going to honor the truckers and delivery drivers of the United States of America soon. We're figuring out how to do that. We love the truckers. Guess how much it costs to take a shower
At a truck stop.
At a truck stop.
$2.50.
Michael, what's your guess?
Free with purchase of gas.
Free. Okay, so you're correct.
Yeah.
But if you don't buy gas, it is at least $12, between $12 and $17
to
take a shower at a truck stop. We had a bunch of truckers yesterday letting us
Encourage you
know.
to buy some gas.
And
Buy some gas.
Did you inquire what are those showers like? Are they clean, or are we talking like YMCA clean,
I think
or
if
are we
it's like-
talking camping type?
I think if it's Wally's has showers, right? Yeah.
I don't. No.
remember.
Wally's
No.
just has regular
Because
bathrooms.
have you ever gone on a road trip and you hear shower number 9
And
is
I-
now open? You hear that? Yeah.
So I kind of want to take a truck stop shower just to do it.
You know,
I don't know why.
Some of the
I'm curious.
Some of the airport lounges have showers in them. You know what I mean? Like you go into the American Airlines lounge and you
Some-
get a holdover.
Like
And
I
you'll
think
see
an
people in
Emirates
there,
flight.
like showering up like
some,
they're at the
some
gym.
planes have showers
Yeah.
on them. You know, like they're $30,000
Yeah.
tickets or
Oh
something
my
like
gosh, would that not be the luxury of all
So,
luxuries?
Let us know what you think of our business idea. We were talking
All right.
about delivery
Yeah.
I'm ready
drivers
for this.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it.
And
I think the truckers are in on it.
All right.
I think they
Truckers are
like
in.
it. The
All right.
truckers like it.
Well, bring it.
somebody mentioned how short the FedEx and UPS
Yeah.
driver shorts are for some reason.
Okay.
I know.
Sex
They are.
sells, right?
I know.
So they wear the short brown shorts.
Our idea is to take it a step further. We want the delivery. We're going to start a service.
Hour.
Okay,
Hour?
my idea.
Yeah, thank you.
My idea.
Yeah, I'm not like, we need to see men in shorter shorts.
The delivery drivers. So I'm going to start a business.
All right.
Amy's in. We're starting a bit. You're in. We're starting a business. Delivery service.
Yeah.
But the drivers wear cutoff jean shorts that are even shorter than the UPS and FedEx shorts. Here's the name of the business. You ready? Nice package. What do you think, John?
It has a certain je ne sais quoi to it, I think.
Michael, what do you think?
Okay.
Do you want to be an early investor?
No, and here's why, Ron.
Come on, Mike.
Here's
We think you
why,
have a
Ron.
nice
I see where
package.
you're going. You're kind of going that Hooters niche. You know, where you're being exploitive.
I'm not exploiting the
We're not
drivers.
exploiting the drivers.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have them walk around.
They're
with
not
their
doing it for free.
Their packages, you know. But here's where I caution you.
Okay.
Is there really a market to see? I don't know that a man's legs are the thing that women
It could
are
be
most
I've
men
seen-
are most
It could
interested
be
in.
ladies too. But listen,
You have the stork.
Yeah.
He could be your
I got some
logo.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
Michael-
biceps,
Michael,
or abs.
we
But legs?
for men we
The sun-
focus
the
too much
sun
on the
reflecting off my legs would blind the dog that's barking at the window.
I agree with Raj. We focus too much on
the glamour muscles.
Yeah, the glamour
So-
muscles.
So
Okay.
you know how it's those things that
Well, then
you
I'm a
didn't-
supermodel because my legs look good.
do they?
Oh,
You
goodness.
can be you're a driver.
Where do I apply?
with me. You're
Let's
in.
go. I'm
okay.
in.
So, because you know those things that like you didn't know you needed it until it was invented.
Yeah.
That's what this idea is. You didn't know that you need
What
this
color
delivery
are
service.
our uniforms going to be?
I haven't thought that
I thought
through
they were
yet.
denim shorts.
Well, we're doing denim shorts, but we have to figure out the top.
Like a
muscle shirt.
Coyote Cowboy or Coyote Ugly type thing.
Could be a muscle shirt.
I think
Could be a
even more
tank
than
top
the
for ladies.
shirt is going to be the shoes. Like in Reno 911, are they going to wear cowboy boots and short shorts?
Oh,
No.
the ladies
That's
are
too
gonna be
much.
delivering too in
Yes,
these outfits?
if they want.
That's not going to be safe. Can you imagine the UPS person coming and cut off jeans and stuff? I mean, at least the man can say, hey, get away from me. The
We
poor
can get
gals, they're going to be dealing with all this guys staring at them. And
We could get a
salivating.
safety person with them if necessary.
No packages would ever get stolen again, though.
That's right.
People be all waiting, like, hey,
They're waiting for their packages.
my
They would
nice
be upset.
package is coming
They'd be
soon.
upset if they missed the
Yes.
delivery. Mhm.
People be doing it. You know
So-
what? We may be onto something here.
You're good.
I don't know though. I mean, we could hire just guys. How does Hooters hire only women?
Well, there's guys at Hooters, isn't there?
Are
Are they
there?
still in business?
In the kitchen.
No, I think they're gone.
Hooters is gone.
I think
No,
we should hire-
there are
I-
still Hooters.
I think the
no,
girls should
they're not.
be the drivers and the guys have to be the package guys. They're
The
the ones with the
deliverers?
packages, the guys.
So the women are in the car. So it's a two-man operation.
Yes.
We have a driver and
Yeah,
a deliverer.
I don't think that's economically feasible.
I think it is.
Well,
I,
you're going to pay a premium for the
You're
service,
yes,
John.
you're
No.
paying a premium
I
for
think
the
I
extra
think
service.
the
15
guys
bucks.
should be the ones with the packages. Because if Hooters can hire only women, certainly we can hire just guys to wear the jean shorts. I'm kind of on Michael's side that I don't think the women need to do it. I think they can drive.
Yeah, well, but are you really excited about looking at a man's legs?
Look, we have
I'm
a couple of listeners right now
Okay.
texting into the show. One from a 636 says calves are sexy.
Yeah.
Another texter says, "Oh, legs are better than biceps."
All right, good.
That's from a 314.
Hey, now.
Things I've never thought about.
John, how your legs? How do they look? Would they
Well, I
look
don't.
good
I don't
enough?
like to talk, Michael, but I, under this facade
Yeah.
is the body of a highly toned athlete.
How often does
How far?
how often does the
far
sun hit those
behind it?
legs?
Huh?
How often does the sun hit those
Well, I
legs?
mean, when I take my clothes off, out in the backyard.
You're not
you
a
do
shorts
that?
guy.
I don't wear a lot of.
You
shorts.
take your clothes off in your backyard?
Well, not every day.
Don't you live in a neighborhood?
I do. Yeah, they
neighbors?
love it. The neighbors. they get on the neighborhood Facebook page. And
It's called Nextdoor, right?
There you go.
Nextdoor, yeah.
Nextdoor.
There
Oh, you know
go.
what's really funny? One of my closest friends in the world was living in, I think, Los Feliz in California. It's a neighborhood in LA, and I think it was that neighborhood. And Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit was in her neighborhood, and she would send me screenshots because he was on Nextdoor all the time,
Right.
complaining about people's mailboxes and stuff. It was awesome. She was like, "Here's a new post from Fred Durst," and she would send it to me, which I just thought was like
Hysterical.
really funny.
So I moved into a building and there's lots of people there. And you know how buildings are. There's gossip. There's things that are passing. And the lady, when I first moved in 7-8 years ago, the lady kept saying to me, "You can check it out next door." And so I'm like, well, I wonder who my next door neighbor is. I didn't know what she was talking about. And then later I learned that there's this whole app. Dude, there's Days of Our Lives going on.
Oh my
in
God,
building
it's so much
on
dumb
Nextdoor.
drama on
I don't
Nextdoor.
want to be a part of it.
Oh my, it's unbelievable.
Didn't you have the lady's bunny rabbit hop into your place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Outside. Well, I came home late at night one night and I really wasn't ready to call it a night,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was in the middle of the summertime. So I'm hanging out on my patio there, which we all share a same patio, but there's dividers between us, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes. I will.
So I go out and I'm sitting down with my iPad or whatever, drink and outside. And the second I sit down, this animal comes from out underneath my chair. But it wasn't like a little small animal. This thing, and not a regular sized rabbit. This thing was,
Is it a
this
raccoon?
big. It was like a domesticated rabbit.
This big is usually not a good radio description.
Oh, well, I mean, it was larger than maybe like 1.5 feet. It's not like the bunny rabbit you see in your backyard, okay? It's a
Yeah.
bigger
This was a
one.
rabbit.
It's a
This
fat
was a
boy.
big-
Yeah. And he comes out from
Was it
and
fluffy?
I jumped up and I'm telling you, this lady's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't know anybody would be up." Because it had to go under my thing. It was sitting on my chair. That rabbit is lucky it didn't get killed.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it was her
stumped
pet.
it. Yes.
What was the name of the rabbit? Do you remember?
The lady didn't speak English. I mean, it's broken English.
She didn't speak English.
My neighbor
She's
who
got
has a rabbit. I'm like,
maybe she's a magician.
What?
Maybe she's a magician.
I don't know why she.
Was it like a white
they have the
fluffy rabbit or a black?
It was
fluffy,
brownish. Well, it was
yeah.
late at night, and I was not in a great position. But since then, I've noticed that my
Emotionally
neighbor,
or physically?
neither of those.
Now she's got 25 rabbits.
No, but I did notice that she's created like between me and her, like almost like some really high-end chicken wire that keeps the rabbit from coming under the fence over into my area.
You know,
it doesn't look like chicken wire, but the rabbit
kind
can't
of chicken
get
wire
through
to
it.
get is you don't want to get the crappy chicken wire. I mean, who wants to have crappy chicken wire?
Well, I don't know if
keeping
it's
a rabbit
chicken wire,
in
but
the apartment.
it was kind of aesthetically pleasing.
If you're in a condo, why would you have a rabbit in the first place?
Hello.
I mean, the point
And
thing.
let me
Because you
just
can't
tell
have
that
anything
rabbit
else.
almost died. It was almost a dead rabbit.
I would like to point out that while this was all
ever had
going
rabbit?
on,
Yeah.
John likes to have side conversations during the show.
Absolutely does.
So while this was going on with the rabbit, John turned to me quietly and goes, "You know, magicians, they have rabbits."
They do. Because you got the hat, and if you don't have the rabbit, what the heck good is the stupid hat for?
As a guy who
I used to
plays-
work with a magician at Six
I
Flags.
was just going to say, as a guy who used to play piano, how many magicians have you worked with?
Yeah, Bruce, and Bruce was he was pretty good, but I lent him my Yes Songs album, and this is probably 1981. I still haven't gotten it back from the guy.
Really?
He made
So
my Yes
You're
Songs
not getting
album
that back.
disappear.
That's not
Did
coming
Bruce
back.
have a rabbit or a pigeon?
He had a wand. He was a wand guy.
Yeah. Did you ever see him try to woo women with the magic?
Well, I don't think Bruce was into the women.
Did he ever try to woo you with the magic?
Not that I would have known.
Yeah.
I mean, I was oblivious back in those days.
Yeah.
To any of that
Didn't
kind of
realize
stuff.
what a
Didn't
specimen you
realize
were,
that
right?
stuff
Was it woo worthy?
Huh?
What were his tactics woo worthy?
Bruce was, as I recall, it's been 40 some years, but he was pretty good. He was a fine entertainer. Bruce was not as good as Doodles, but he was good.
What did Doodles do?
Doodles was the clown, and Doodles. If you've ever seen a 300-pound man on a tiny little tricycle, I want to tell you, you've never seen anything like it. I mean, it was a marvel. I'd be sitting there playing the piano. Everybody can play the piano, but not everybody can weigh 300 pounds and drive a tricycle around an amusement park. I mean, that guy was phenomenal.
Which of the three of you, the magician, the musician, or the clown, seem to do the best with attracting the ladies?
Oh, Doodles. I mean, he made
Really?
the clown. He turned those balloons into. He made some stuff with those balloons that we can't even talk about here.
Really?
Yes. I mean, it was amazing what that man could do with a balloon. I mean, wow. He was, and I got to tell you, a phenomenal chess player. We used to, during the breaks, we'd go up and play chess, and sometimes those games would last for 2 hours. And I think, I got to go play the piano.
When he makes a move, does he honk the horn?
He was something. He was, I mean, that guy, and I mean, he was serious at the time. He'd take his nose off, and it was wow. Memories is all I can tell you. Memories.
Take his nose off.
Tell us about Saliga. Oh no, wait, that's Bernie.
That's Gas House Gang, man.
Bernie, who said when I asked him a question a couple weeks ago, he said, "That's a good question, Mr. Kelly."
Well, at least he knows who asks the good questions.
Good night.
Oh man, Hancock and Kelly with us.
All right.
It's Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM.
Well,
KMOX.
if you don't want bugs crawling all over the place, on the kitchen, on the nuts, wherever you want to go, and you don't have any acetaminophen to fight them off with, here's what you need to do. You need to visit Rottler.com. They have like real bug fighting capabilities. And right now in the summer, it's hot, it's humid. We've had so much rain that they are calling for a really, really bad mosquito season, which is not great because I feel like every year mosquitoes are bad. You have water pooling up under your deck or outside in your yard, your front yard, and those are mosquito breeding sites. Rottler can locate and treat those sites with a product specifically formulated to control mosquito larvae for weeks at a time. That's going to significantly reduce the mosquito population around your home. That's great news. Also, if you have kids, if you have pets, or just you hanging out in the yard and you're worried about fleas and ticks, those also carry and transmit potentially dangerous diseases to people and pets. And Rottler will treat your yard for fleas and ticks as well as mosquitoes. So visit them today. Schedule your free inspection. Rottler.com.
The legends ride again. Willie Nelson and the Outlaw Music Festival is rolling back into St. Louis June 28th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Don't miss the living legends, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, along with Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and more, live right here in St. Louis. This is country the way it was meant to be. Tickets are still available, so get them before they're gone. More information can be found at kmox.com/events.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything, online to hybrid courses, lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, John Hancock, Michael Kelly, and we are going to propose to the gentleman our question of the week.
Okay, I will.
On our Twitter account.
Propose to us, John.
Do you guys follow us on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX?
How could you not?
Yeah.
I got you,
how could
Michael.
You be a self-respecting
I smell what you're
American
stepping
and not
in.
follow Chris and Amy on
You have to. So on that Twitter account, Amy.
We have a question of the week.
All right.
Here's the question, and this was a very personal question for Ron, who had a bad experience. If your child is screaming in a restaurant, how long do you wait before you remove them?
And I mean screaming. I don't mean like,
he showed us on the first day. He
screaming.
won't do it again, but he did show us how the kid was screaming.
I'll go first since mine will be less interesting. Not enough data here again to process being my own child. But based on my own life and what I witnessed as the way we were treated, it would be immediately. If the child was, you pick them up and take them outside and try to chill them out, that kind of thing. Immediately.
Yeah,
So-
This is a restaurant.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, if the first technique doesn't work, then I think you gotta take them outside. But you got to try the first technique.
What's the first technique?
What, the iPad?
You reach across the table and slap them in the face.
Dan,
in front of everybody?
He's still alive.
And if that doesn't solve the problem, then you take the kid outside and you slap him in the face.
That usually does it. Though.
Stand up and take the belt off. The threat of the belt.
No,
my mom had a wooden spoon. Remember those?
Oh, yeah,
Those.
the good
She wouldn't even hit me
thing.
with it, but she'd tap it on her, hand like, Michael, enough. Go
My
run
mom,
around the house. and
my
ring the
mom would
doorbell.
chase me around with a yardstick, and I'd be like, "What are you trying to do here? This is not.
I can see you
this
at-
is not
I can see you
intimidating
at
me."
6 with those glasses and that hat, running and turning around to Dear Pam, going, "What are you trying to do here? Seriously, what are you trying to do here?" I can see it.
You guys
What do you
all
think is happening
saw
right now?
my family the other day. I got 5 sisters. They're all older than me.
Love
My mom and dad.
them.
I was a hyperactive kid.
Oh, yes.
So what they used to make me do to get my energy off is run around the house and ding the doorbell every time I went around. My mom or my sisters would be like, "Michael, 20 laps." So I had to go out, run around the house,
Yep.
ding the doorbell. It wasn't until like senior year of high school I could realize I could just push the doorbell. But I'm telling you, that's what they
Senior year?
used to do with me. That they
Yeah.
get out,
The
run
run around
laps.
the house, I've seen it. That's kind of a homeschool technique. Like
I
you're doing
don't.
school with the kids, and it's getting a little crazy. They'll go, "All right, laps around the house."
Did your mom do that to
Well, I didn't never know. We didn't do it, but like some of the kids I helped homeschool would do it. I'm trying to remember if we did that with my brother. If we did, it was just my brother. We'd tell him to go run around outside.
I never got in trouble. when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
But you were an unexpected mistake, right?
Man, yeah.
Several years behind the rest of your siblings.
everything
I
else that
forgot
had
about
happened
that.
and moved on, and then so my parents, when I came around, it was like, Mom, I'm gonna go play in the street. Okay. So, and I never got in trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Until she found where I was stashing my weed. That was a bad.
Jonathan.
That was a bad day.
You were stashing your weed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have any doubt this man had a white polyester shirt that he would go up to Northwest Plaza
It
and
wasn't
disco with?
polyester.
He had,
Silk. I had a silk shirt.
he had to get himself in the right mindset.
Yeah. Oh, I had a couple of them. Me and Bobby Joe Edmonds would put our silk shirts on and show up to Miss Goff's class.
Wow.
Look
at you.
You'd be high in a silk shirt?
She was teaching us prepositions, over the podium, around the podium,
Under the
And
table.
Bobby Joe was in the back saying, "Up your podium." we got in so much trouble. He went on to become a Pro Bowl kick returner for the Seattle Seahawks.
Is
Bobby
that
Joe.
right?
Yeah.
From what?
Pattonville, and then
Pattonville High.
he matriculated to Lutheran North, and then he got a scholarship to Arkansas, and then he was in the NFL.
Wow,
great guy.
Do you know Andy Banker's brother, the guy who sits between us on TV?
Yeah, I know who he is. He was at your party.
Yeah, his brother's was an NFL lineman.
Oh yeah,
for the New York Jets.
Really?
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah,
he had a long career.
I was like, Andy, how much bigger than you is he? Because
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be.
He's a big dude.
Andy's big like us,
Yeah.
but I mean, we're not NFL big.
No.
No, at NFL.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
You think you're NFL big?
From the waist up.
A lightning receiver. Had hands like you couldn't believe.
We were talking about
short
size.
legs.
Oh,
we were like NFL size.
Well, I was 6'1", get that one-handed catch up there.
Michael,
I don't think you'd be a receiver, John.
For one play, I'm as good as anybody.
Michael, my brother did. My Mrs. Mark Scores texted. My brother did have to run around the house.
It's miserable,
See?
but it was fun. And then they put a fence in.
Thanks for listening.
For you?
Look how easily tricked you all were when you were children.
Yeah.
It was his senior year of high school.
I love you people. I'm grateful for what you did for me. I love this hour we spend together.
John did all of
We
it.
love you.
All we
Yeah.
did was drive
What a
an
great
hour and a
hour
half to
this
get to
was.
you.
Did we solve the world's problems?
Today?
Yeah, we solved Israel.
I didn't even
we
think
solved,
we
tariffs,
sure did.
everything.
Big,
We
beautiful
fixed it all.
You know how we solved it?
2 weeks,
By
baby.
ignoring it.
Yes.
We're gonna wait 2 weeks.
John Hancock, Michael Kelly, we
Bye.
love you. Have a good
See ya.
weekend. Chris and Amy show continues. When we come back, we will talk to Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski as that sale of U.S. Steel, or the deal between U.S. Steel and Nippon, has gone through this past week. What does it mean for Granite City? We will talk to Nikki Budzinski next on KMOX.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley telling you about i3 Broadband. You've heard me talk about them. They provide the internet in my home. I love them so much. The reliability is great. Let's talk about price for a moment, though. They've got an introductory rate at $19.99 a month for one of their service options. No bundle ever required. You're going to save $10 a month over the cable company. They've got great pricing on all of their different packages, going up to 8 gigs upload and download speed, always mirrored. See if they're available in your neighborhood. Put your address in at i3broadband.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. This is National Cancer Survivor Awareness Month, and we are joined by Dr. Lindsay Peterson.
They're emotional needs, they are financial needs, they are physical needs, spiritual needs. So really, we have to look to address all of these different areas because they can be quite impactful for patients throughout their journey.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is Tom Ackerman. McKelvey Homes, founded in 1898, gives $1,898 back to nonprofits for every home that they sell. 1898. And this time around, it's to Circle of Concern, a food pantry in Valley Park. Most recently, McKelvey Homes gave back to the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition for the 28 homes that they sold in the first quarter of the year. McKelvey Homes, McKelveyHomes.com.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
It is 10 o'clock. We've got sunshine. It's already 81 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. The conflict between Israel and Iran is intensifying. Sources tell CBS News President Trump believes it's necessary to disable a major nuclear site in Iran because of concerns that weapons could be produced quickly. CBS's Holly Williams has more.
Destroying Iran's nuclear program was the whole justification for Israel's attack. And the Israelis have made a lot of progress. They've targeted and killed several Iranian nuclear scientists. They've also hit multiple nuclear sites, including Natanz, where the Iranians were enriching uranium up to 60%. That's a step away from the 90% that's typically used in nuclear weapons.
President Trump has given himself 2 weeks to decide whether to order direct U.S. military action against Iran, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has told senators the Pentagon is providing him with options. Meanwhile, an appeals court said Trump can keep control of the National Guard that he deployed to Los Angeles while California's legal challenges continue. More on Purdue Pharma and its owners, the Sackler family.
A federal bankruptcy judge is expected to decide today whether to approve a settlement involving Purdue Pharma, which made the pain medication OxyContin. After years of negotiating and the collapse of a previous deal, the company and its owners would pay more than $7 billion over the next 15 years if the settlement gets approved.
That's CBS's Carissa Lawson. It looks like plastic bag bans and fees are working to reduce shoreline litter.
Researchers analyzed the data from 45,000 shoreline cleanups nationwide. In places where plastic bag bans or fees have been enacted, the number of bags found along shores dropped by as much as 47%. The study's lead author, Anna Popp at MIT, says the bag bans are helping to save marine life.
For example, sea turtles mistake them for jellyfish, one of their favorite snacks.
But even with the decreases in areas with bans, the total number of plastic bags found in cleanups nationwide still rose. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Google has a new AI video tool. Experts warn it could put filmmakers out of work and fuel deepfakes. It's called VO3. Webster University media instructor and author Julie Smith.
What I don't think enough people are talking about is how this technology will change the way news packages are made, the way commercials are made, the way short films are made.
Smith says it's conceivable future film students won't be taught camera techniques, but instead might be instructed in how to create prompts for AI. A new addition to Washington Avenue, the Monica Restaurant and Lounge officially opened in the Six Chord building yesterday, offering elevated cocktails and food from a chef formerly at the Four Seasons. Alex Oliver of Oliver Properties is behind the venture and says the grand opening is a moment for downtown St. Louis and the Washington Avenue neighborhood that he's had a big hand in rebuilding over the past few years.
An extreme heat watch from tomorrow afternoon through Tuesday evening. This afternoon, times of sun and clouds becoming hotter and more humid with a high of 95. Mainly clear, uncomfortably warm and sticky tonight, though just 78. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now it is mostly sunny and 81 degrees downtown at 10:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Jack in the Box.
Get so munch more with the new T-Pain Munchie Meal at Jack in the Box, including your choice of burger or chicken tater melt, plus curly fries, a taco, drink, and new stuffed cookie. Auto-tune not included.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Of course, Chris Ranji, 104.1 FM KMOX. This week, it was finalized, that deal with U.S. Steel and Nippon, which was put on hold going back to last year. There are some concerns about it. Some people are happy that the deal has been done. And our next guest is going to talk with members of the United Steelworkers Union in Granite City this weekend. Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski joins the show. Congresswoman, how are you?
I'm okay. It's great to be with you and Amy.
Well, it's good to have you. Could you just go ahead and give us your overall thoughts on this deal finally going through after so much back and forth over the last several months?
Yeah, I think that I don't know that I would say it's completely final. I think a lot of the details, we still have a lot of questions, and I have some very deep concerns that really haven't changed since the beginning of this negotiations with Nippon. My biggest concern, as you know, has always been Granite City Steel and making sure that we're seeing investments out of whoever, if it's U.S. Steel that continues to be the owner or if they have another owner, that there are continued investments in Granite City Steel. These steelworkers built this community. They made this company profitable for generations. And I think this community is owed increased investment. What I understand from some of the preliminary details of this deal is that there's been a 2-year commitment to continue to keep Granite City Steel operational. Something that I had been advocating for, though, is increased specific financial investment. I'd like to see a new granulator put into Granite City Steel. That's about a $500 million investment. And when you talk about the fact that this deal is actually worth $14 billion, that's a drop in the bucket to keep this community in this steel processing plant continuing to operate. So I have very big concerns around the transparency, very big concerns around the fact that these workers, the United Steelworkers that I'm joining tomorrow, are not at the table. And so I don't consider this deal done. I still consider this something that we need to be continuing to fight for.
Yeah, you talk about the money and some of the trickle down because Nippon has promised to invest $11 billion in U.S. Steel, but what we're not sure is if any of that money will reach Granite City. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have not seen Granite City be a part of those negotiations, but again, there are collective bargaining agreements between U.S. Steel and the United Steelworkers that make it mandatory that the steelworkers are actually at the table in these negotiations. And as I've worked very closely with the United Steelworkers, I know for a fact they're not at the table. There's a lack of transparency around the details of this deal. That's what we're asking for. Bring the workers that built this company to the table, give them a voice that's a part of their agreement that they have with U.S. Steel, and let's continue to ask and fight for investment in Granite City. Again, a new granulator being put into Granite City Steel is just about a rough estimate of a $500 million investment. Nippon is talking about $14 billion of investment in the United States. So I think it's only fair that our community benefits from this deal.
Yeah, maybe my question's already answered, but it seems like in all the releases, the press releases or the announcements about the deal this week, they talk about Pennsylvania and they mention Michigan and they mention Indiana, but they don't talk about what's going on in Illinois. Is it because they don't have future plans for that area, or is it just an oversight?
Well, Chris, that's exactly my concern, is this lack of transparency about what is and isn't in this deal. And without seeing any specificity on investment in Granite City, I'm continuing to oppose it. Again, this has been a profitable company, made only more profitable by the fact that we've had Granite City Steel operating for generations. And I'm not asking for billions and billions of investment. While that would be great, having a new granulator built in Granite City would make sure that we have a future for Granite City Steel. And that's what I haven't seen in the details of whatever has been public. I don't think the details of this entire deal have really seen the light of day. And that's something that I think all of us deserve.
Yeah, and I know that there were some mixed feelings before when there was discussion about who would be buying Granite Steel, what was Granite Steel, what was the future of U.S. Steel, and it didn't seem like Nippon buying it or not buying it, like it was a clear-cut case on either side. It seemed like in both cases there was a lack of transparency on the future of Granite City. There wasn't one deal that said, oh, well, this one is absolutely clear, it will be great for us. A lot of uncertainty, right?
There was a lot of uncertainty, although there were a lot of bidders. Cleveland Cliffs was another bidder that has, I know for a fact, actually saw a future in the blast furnaces in Granite City. And so I think there could have been other potential buyers that saw a longer term view of investment for Granite City and were more transparent and upfront about that. Nippon, unfortunately, was not one of them. And a lot of what this comes down to is profits. I mean, U.S. Steel trying to make the best deal that they can for their shareholders and their profits. And what I do not want, and I'm going to continue to fight and be talking about tomorrow, is that shouldn't be on the backs of the hardworking men and women of the United Steelworkers.
Yeah, you will be in Granite City tomorrow to meet with, union workers. So what are you expecting to happen?
Well, what I'm going to be meeting with is the president of U.S. Steelworkers Local 1899, who represent the vast majority of the workers at the Granite City Steel plant. And we're going to be talking about what we'd like to see in this final Nippon deal, advocating for bringing the United Steelworkers to the table. Again, this is something that is mandatory as a part of their collective bargaining agreement that they've had for generations with the United Steelworkers. For President Trump and Nippon and basically big corporations to turn away the workers that deserve a seat at this table, we're going to be speaking out together against that tomorrow.
Also, and maybe I'm reading the deal wrong, but it seems like, is this essentially nationalization of the steel industry in the United States? Okay, so what are the concerns there?
Well, there are big concerns. That's a very good point. It's a consolidation of industries like steelmaking. This is happening, though, across the board in the United States, whether it's in meat processing and really any type of manufacturing industry. You're seeing a consolidation. And that is a very big concern around antitrust laws and antitrust violations. With more competition in the United States, that means lower prices for consumers. That means better deals and benefits for workers. So my bigger concern too, and there will be, a discussion, I'm sure, and has been as this potential deal has been reviewed, is does this violate any antitrust laws? Is this too much of a consolidation in one industry? And then again, this is a foreign country, although Japan is an allied country with the United States. During a time when we're seeing President Trump talking about prioritizing American manufacturing, it's really rich that he's found it to be okay to see a Japanese company take over the majority of an American U.S. steel manufacturing business.
We're speaking with Representative Nikki Budzinski. And as we let you go, I did want to ask you about what we saw recently, a horrific act of political violence, a man shooting some top Minnesota legislators, killing one and her spouse, injuring another and his spouse. And as it turned out, your name was on that shooter's list of targets. How are you doing, and what is it like to see that act and then realize that your name was also on his list?
Yeah, we found out that our name on Sunday through Capitol Police was actually just among his notes. And so obviously it's very unsettling. But let me just say, first of all, it is completely tragic and heartbreaking what happened to Representative Portman and her husband, Mark. And we are praying for the quick recovery of Senator Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, who were also severely injured and are still recovering in the hospital. Look, Amy, I think we need more civility in this country. We need to take the pressure down. I oftentimes talk about, I think social media is a really negative, dark place that I think perpetuates a lot of misinformation and very dangerous language in this country. And we need to find the ability to come together, Democrats, Republicans. This isn't about partisanship. This is about, we all want what's best for our country. We want more civility and we want peace. And I think we all need to kind of take a very deep breath, say a prayer for these victims, and work toward our own individual responsibility and what we do to contribute potentially to this very dangerous and toxic environment and lower the rhetoric. I think it's incredibly important we do that.
Nikki Budzinski, Congresswoman from the state of Illinois, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, and we're sorry about all of that stuff. That's just, it's absolutely tragic, and nobody should have to deal with that. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Chris and Amy. Always good to be with you.
That is Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski from Illinois, District 13, with us here on 104.1 FM KMOX.
The reason many of us hate insurance companies is because some of them act like bullies. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been dealing with these creatures my whole career. Whether it's a workers' comp claim, an auto accident, or a nursing home or medical mishap, the playbook is often the same: deny and delay. We became the largest injury firm in America for a reason. We fight the bullies. They know who we are, and I know it makes a difference for our clients. Just go to forthepeople.com and see our results and our verdicts after those bullies gave us their final offer. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. It's easy to get going. Visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer, or call us on your cell at Pound Law, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merit.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at Hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint by a lot, backed with our 25-year transferable warranty. Paint a house, shield a home. We do brick, block, stucco, asbestos, steel, aluminum, cedar, and more. We are the only coating company selected by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where all 3 episodes concentrate on unpainted brick. If you maintain or own a business with a tired-looking building, you owe it to yourself to look at Rhino Shield and our beautifully durable color schemes. Evaluations are free. We're making buildings pop and be noticed again, from Champaign to the Lake of the Ozarks, exceeding expectations every day with our products, people, and performance. Now is the time to call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or go to 877-25rhino.com and see how honest and transparent we really are. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at just $129. $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and ask for the Dave Glover KMOX special.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Guys, I'm just saying, calves are all bad. Wiggly calves, gross, totally turn off. Guys that don't work out, icky. But a good set of sexy, muscular calves, that's where it's at.
Sounds like you've got a believer in Nice Package.
Well, that's Elizabeth using the voice message feature on the Odyssey app, which you can do. You can send us a message right from that app if you're listening. You don't have to be listening to do it, but you can. And she, I think, is on board with my idea of a delivery service where people are wearing cutoff jean shorts and they're really tight and short. And it's called Nice Package. So
I have a question.
Elizabeth can be an early investor, too, along with Michael Kelly. Amy is part of the company, too. You get a small stake.
Yeah.
You get like 2%.
Well, no, if I have to have...
I am majority owner. I have 51.
If I have to have my name sullied with Nice Package, I need more than 2%.
Well, this is a terrific idea. And we had so many people who texted in about how much they love calves.
We do have a lot of calf lovers.
Calf enthusiasts.
Is it calf?
Calf. It's calf enthusiast. It'd be a calf enthusiast or calves
Why
enthusiast.
do you think calves, like the muscle on your lower leg, and baby cows have the same name? That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
I don't have any idea. What
It's
kind of
weird,
question
right?
is that?
Have you ever thought about it? Like, oh, I love calves. And you're like, oh, I meant baby cows.
I'm sure I have.
It's because naming the baby cow the gastrocnemius was too complicated.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Also, a number of people checking in about truck stop showers.
Oh, yep.
This texter says big chain truck stops are generally clean. It's the independent ones that can be sketchy. So you don't want to take showers in those. And another texter says that Love's showers are the best. The Love's truck stops.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where I've heard the announcements because I've stopped at many Love's.
Bob has reached out and said the best thing about Chris's half-naked delivery concept is that it will never happen. I do not want some half-naked guy coming into my yard and up to my porch. Well, I guess Bob doesn't like fun.
I guess Bob doesn't like fun. You know, Ranj, I do think that your short shorts proposition
Not bad.
will put an emphasis on lifting with your legs because you don't want to do a lot of bending over in short shorts.
Oh my gosh, maybe that's the slogan, lift with your legs. Something like that.
Well, that one's a little too literal.
Wow. I love that
You
one.
do need to lift with your legs. Although the inseam.
Yeah,
the inseam, if you are lifting with your legs at the squat position, you're going to have to sew a liner or something to keep everything in the shorts.
Jeff,
you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to sew.
It'll be okay. I'm not worried about that.
Runners wear really short shorts, guys. There's a liner that
It keeps everything
wrapped like a package.
tight. Yes. See, now you get it. Jeff in Tulsa writes in, Hancock and Kelly are like the two crazy drunk uncles. It is pure greatness.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's award winning.
Now, I have this text that came in, and I have this really, I was sort of taken aback by this.
Oh.
And one of the texters, when we were talking about Costco and Sam's, says, I have never bought from Costco, Sam's, or Amazon ever. I wonder how many adults fit into that box. Have never.
Can you ask that texter how old he or she is?
I will ask right now.
If you're 94, I can see how you would do that.
Because you just, those became a thing after you. Well, I don't know. Sam's Club's been around for 30 years at least.
It has, but not everyone grew up going to Sam's or Costco.
No, but if you were in your 60s it came out.
I'm thinking if you were in your 60s or 70s when Amazon came out, I can see you avoiding Amazon, saying, here's what I buy.
Right.
I buy it from these stores because my grandparents, I will say, routine is a very big thing. And familiarity. And they probably lived in a 2-mile radius. They lived out in St. Peter's, and everything they needed was within that 2 miles. And they ate cornflakes on Wednesday, and my grandma got her hair done on Friday, and they watched programs. You know, you watched a program in the den. And so I could see, obviously, I think they passed away before Amazon was a thing, but I could see how, if you're older and you have your routines, that you could somehow avoid Amazon, Sam's, and Costco. And I don't think they went to Sam's or Costco.
Well, I wonder if this is a, I can't imagine there are that many people who have never purchased anything from either of those.
Here's where I have to step in is I've never had food delivered. I've never ordered pizza. I've never ordered Chinese. I've never ordered Uber Eats or Grubhub.
Absolutely wild.
Never had food delivered ever in my entire life.
So you're the only person I'm aware of who fits into that box.
So maybe that guy who hasn't gone to Costco, Sam's, or Amazon, maybe we could shake hands and say, I get it.
Well, just think about how a big a part of American life that is. But, you know, those three giant, we love huge stores. We love them. We love the Best Buys and the Walmarts and Sam's Club and Costco and Amazon. We just love everything being all right there in one place where you don't have to go to a bunch of different stores.
Man,
we love convenience.
But Costco, man. Like, they're next level. They feel luxury to me. I mean, the snacks there.
Luxury.
The snacks, I am not joking. The snacks are next level. I feel like Costco carries granola and cookies and other snacks that you would find at Straub's. Not even joking. Costco is, nice stuff.
Straub's is legit. It's expensive, but it is legit.
But that's what I mean. But Costco, that's how legit Costco is. Costco pizza. Holy moly. That's been our Super Bowl tradition is like Costco pizza. It's so good.
Somebody texted in about Costco pizza. I can't find the text right now, but somebody had mentioned that as well, that it was really good.
It's really good.
I never even thought of Costco.
You call them and you're like, hey, I need 25 pizzas. When do you need them? 4:00? Great.
Here we go. This is from Jeff in Tulsa. Again, Costco pizza 1,000 times better than the Sam's.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Never had either. Let's hear from Alan, who dropped us a voice message.
Commenting on the toilet paper discussion, you are all Philistines because I use a bidet seat. It makes toilet paper obsolete.
Alan is not wrong.
Alan might be in the
Bidets are
bathroom right now. I think
he-
Alan was calling from the porcelain throne.
Just like I think he is correct though.
You don't know,
Bidets are wonderful.
But they say it doesn't make toilet paper obsolete because you pat dry. Unless he has a bidet that blows air. But I think you do have to pat
you
dry.
do have to pat dry. Unless there's another method that I'm not aware of, let us know at 314-436-7900.
What if they have like, you know how the never mind.
Okay.
Think of the dentist with the water shooter.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're
You
talking
could-
about.
Yeah, but you could
the
have
dental
that,
pick.
You could have that with air.
Sure. This message, now the suction. Have you ever been to a dentist who doesn't utilize the suction, and you're starting to, you're like, hey,
Yeah,
hey, can you?
yeah.
What do you? How would you? Come on.
And don't you feel like an idiot? They're like, close, and you close it. It goes.
That
Yes.
I love that so much.
Close or nothing.
All right, this message from a 309 from the Central Illinois area. My calves are perfection. The ladies constantly compliment them. Unfortunately, that is the only bodily compliment I get. Be proud of your calves.
Show them off.
Yes, I think having great calves, even if you're a dude, having great calves is a wonderful
What do
thing.
you mean, even if you're a dude? That's your whole business model.
I don't know if most women care about men's calves, do they?
That's your business model. You're gonna have to.
My business model.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like not have that much doubt.
You're right. I need more conviction.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, Amy. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I feel even more motivated to do this
Looking
business.
out for you.
When we come back, we're going to talk some city soccer with our guy, Dale Schilly, Academy Director and broadcaster on Y98. Dale Schilly is next on the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
It is sunny and 85 degrees in St. Louis. Feels like 88. An extreme heat watch in effect from noon tomorrow until Tuesday.
Brought to you by Visit Missouri.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy our world-class dining and distilleries, shops and spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. You know, when you go to the Audiology Center, you'll see a doctor of audiology. And with us right now, Dr. Colleen Bosler. Dr. Bosler, what are some of the signs of hearing loss?
Well, it's a number of things. Sometimes loved ones notice a person asking others to repeat themselves, or the television is too loud. What people tend to notice first with hearing loss is the loss of clarity. They can hear people talking, but they cannot always understand what's being said. That's because the hearing loss can cause you to miss certain consonant sounds, and those consonant sounds give us the detail to the word. A hearing aid can help bring back those details and give you a sense of clarity that you're missing.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center with 3 locations in the greater St. Louis area. Call for an appointment, 636-441-7470. Online, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Cash for Clunkers is back. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is paying cash for your clunkers now. They'll haul away your old garage door and give you instant credit towards a new insulated door. $200 for the first garage door and $100 for each additional door. Cash in your old entry door too. It's Cash for Clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Convenient, free, in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Cards manager Ollie Marmol joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Seichmann Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
City and the Galaxy done. A hat trick by Joao Klaus helps St. Louis City at least get a point out of this home matchup on a St. Louis afternoon.
You let that man do all that work just for a tie? A draw, they call it in soccer. Chris and Amy Show, 104.1 FM KMOX. Time to go to the guest line this morning. And we bring in City SC Academy Director and analyst on Y98. That's where you can hear these soccer contests happen on our sister station, Y98. Dale Schilly joins the show. Hello, Dale.
Hello, good morning.
Would you be, let's say for the sake of argument, you're a soccer player. Would you be pissed if you had a hat trick and your team tied?
You know what? I would say if I was Klaus and I was looking to score goals and been on the drought that he was in, I think he's happy that he helped salvage a point. The man got 3 goals and he hit a dry spell there for a while, so I think he's all right.
But if you weren't diplomatic,
yeah,
and you went home to your wife and you really
would you be at home
felt.
saying these MFs blew it for me? Would you be saying that?
Scored 3 goals.
Then I would say I worked my tail off for 1 point.
See?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. All right. You guys won me over.
Oh, that happened a long time ago, I think.
Dale
You love
loves us. Dale loves us.
We tell everybody how much you love us.
So,
that's right.
There's so many interesting things in soccer where it's like the MLS, where it's different than other sports. We talk a lot about the in-season tournaments, but you can get players on loan. And Steel City SC is sending left back Horn. Is it Giannis Horn? Is that how you say it?
Correct.
Giannis Horn back to his former club in Germany. So how do loans, do loans happen a lot in MLS?
Yeah, I think they're pretty regular. And there's a term on those loans, and you can have a loan and then eventually pick up the player if things work out, or you can send them back into the club. So it's a way for you to bring talent in that doesn't cost you what it may cost you to out and out buy a player. And there's, depending upon the arrangement, there may be salaries that are split and that sort of thing. So, it's a pretty normal tool, and sometimes they work out well, and sometimes it's an opportunity for a player and his family to see if it's an arrangement that they want to make for their family for the future, or a way to dip the toe in the water and also to buy time to see if there's any other opportunities for you out there.
And I know
it happens.
Yeah, and I know City wanted to extend the loan with Giannis Horn, but he was ready to go back to his hometown in Germany. Let's say City was doing very well and was a big playoff contender. Does that sway a player's decision in whether or not they're going to stay with their team, or could it be that you are a contender for the playoffs and you lose an important piece?
Yeah, I think everything's negotiable. So you can work out different situations for the player. You can work out situations with the club that he's his home club. So I think anything is negotiable. And certainly if you're in the thick of a playoff run and the player is an integral part of that, then, I would think they would be enticed to want to see it through. But we're not. And, that's just the situation we're in right now. He's out. And now we're starting to look for other players here as the window opens, where players become available in Europe to come here to the States to play.
Dale, it is about 3.5 weeks since City had, relieved Olaf Melberg of his duties as head coach. As you watch them play, results or not, results aside, does it seem like a different team the way they are playing?
Yeah, I would say the mentality and the energy from the players is different today than it was 3 weeks ago. I think we can see it on the field. I think there's a higher energy level. There's a higher level of passion. I think the fans are more engaged with the way the game's being played. The interest level is coming back to where it was over the last couple of years, where I felt the energy in the stadium was beginning to. We were beginning to lose that energy that was so important to the team and to the franchise. But yeah, it feels like Critch is connected with the players, and the players are going out and playing with a level of freedom and energy that I thought we started to lose that earlier in the spring. So feel really good about where things are right now.
Looking at the weather this week, and I know City does not have a game this weekend. Their next game is on Wednesday. It's still going to be in the 90s, and we've talked about the weather before in previous weeks, but I mean, my goodness, playing an MLS soccer game, you have midfielders at least running the equivalent of a half marathon in the middle of this game. Yeah. Does that affect strategy at all, or does the coach say you've just got to barrel through it?
No, it definitely affects how you play. The hydration breaks help, and it helps the coach to maybe change direction midway through a half. But the way the guys, can press and get after it, it zaps you. And so you may be pressing really high early in the game and really trying to force turnovers deep in the other team's end. And then at some point you may drop back around the midfield line and, or as Joey calls it, the equator, and do what you can to block out the other team and prevent them from getting a goal and save some legs until later in the game. For sure, it changes the tactics.
So the team, I know we've discussed this quite a bit, that they went into the season with expectations of making the playoffs. And of course, it has not gone particularly well, at least early on. And they are many points, 7 points back of a playoff spot right now. How do you think they view, and I know as a player, you just sort of, you're trying to win every day. Maybe you're not thinking about the standings. You try to win the games that you have in front of you. But do you think they have a playoff mentality now? Like the expectation is they're going to make a run and put themselves back in the conversation? Or how do you think they see it?
I would say with Critch at the helm, and it's not specifically Critch, but he knows he's got one shot at this, and that's to make a playoff spot. And as a young coach, he wants to motivate the players to try to get to that position. So I'm sure that behind closed doors, that's how he's talking to his players. This is where we're going, and this is how we're going to get there, and this is our goal, because he knows that will. That should secure his position for the future. So, yeah, I would say that that he's selling the guys and making them believe that there's an opportunity to get there. And as you said, one game at a time. Now we'll see what happens. Look, we got the tie last week at the end of the game against Los Angeles, who happens to be in last place in a conference. But the team is playing better. We competed well in Portland. Against a team that's in the top 4 in the conference at their place. They had to come from behind and score late. So let's see how we do against a good team against Orlando. Hopefully they can put a couple of results together, and it doesn't take long with a couple of results to pull yourself back up the table. We stopped the slide. Now maybe we can start climbing with a couple of results, and that's the message that Critch is selling to the players.
Yeah, Dale, this was forever ago now for me, but back in 2016 through 2019, when I was with the Blues and I was in the locker room every day and you're talking to the players, and of course you have the team lines like, yep, we believe in ourselves, but deep down they didn't. I mean, in the sense of like they were getting pretty discouraged when they were in last place in January in 2019. Because there was a palpable change in the locker room when they started winning games. And it made you realize how kind of disheartened everyone was. Right now in the clubhouse for City, I know players will say, we believe we can, but you kind of get frustrated when things just aren't going your way. Do you feel that? And how many games do you think it would take to win to change it if the attitude is a bit discouraged?
Well, look at it the other way from the game the other day. If we would have been 3-2 up and gave away 3 points or gave away 2 points and ended up drawing the game, that would have been one thing. But we came from behind at 3-2, scored a miraculous goal in the waning moments. The energy level is high. So, again, where they were 4 weeks ago, in terms of their mentality, in terms of the locker room. And Amy, you've seen what a locker room looks like when teams aren't winning, how divided it can be, and how the small groups all tend to break off from each other. I'm sure that's where it was a month ago. But now you got a more unified group, and that momentum and that unification can help carry you. So, yeah, I would say they're in a pretty good spot right now, regardless of the result the other day, the draw. The way it happened is the part that will propel you through the 10-day break or whatever 5-day break they've had before they started training up for the Orlando City game.
City SC Academy Director Dale Schilly is with us on KMOX, and it was just this morning that it was announced a bunch of players from the academy have signed letters of intent to play in various colleges around the country. So could you, for people who have been following along, maybe know a little bit about the MLS team and what goes on there? They may not know a ton about what's going on with City SC Academy. Can you give some insight as to what does happen there?
Well, it's a program that we have 4 teams. We have a 14, a 15, a 16, and an 18-year-old team that compete in a league with all the other MLS teams and what we call elite academy clubs that are the top academy programs in the country that are non-MLS. And the idea is to develop players to eventually play in the stadium, whether that path is from the academy straight to City 2 and then into the first team, or whether that path is from the academy through City 2 into college and then into a professional environment. Either pathway works, and it's just different for different players. So the pictures that you saw or the announcements you saw were players that are headed off to college. They've made their commitments from the academy into Division I programs around the country. And now they'll be heading off for schools here in August, and they may drop out of college at some point and sign the professional contract with us. We have their rights to the rights of first refusal for the players that either played their 4 years of college or stop playing after 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. We have the rights of first refusal to sign them to a contract to play. So we're still tracking their development. On the other side, for the younger ones, we're in the middle of, or we're just finishing up the playoffs for the leagues, for the MLS Academy leagues, and our 15-year-olds just lost in the semifinal against the Philadelphia Union in penalty kicks yesterday down in Nashville. So a great run from our 15s. Our 14s are still down there competing. And so, yeah, I mean, we've got a successful program, and players are doing well and going on to do great things in college. And we're just now starting to see them as sophomores and juniors in college, starting to look at them, some of them coming out maybe early, some coming out and signing with us after they're finished with school.
Well, I know this. If you're ever disappointed with the big club, just know that the academy is taken care of by Dale Schilly. That man is crushing it.
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. We got a lot of talent here. We got a lot of good clubs that support the academy program here, where we get our players from. And look, the mission of the club, it's unique. The mission of the club is to take care of the community. The mission is to work within the community to help promote and develop the sport. And for us in the academy, that means finding local players, whereas the other academies around the country are seeking out players from every corner of the country, and they move them into homestays or residential programs. We're trying to do ours with a vast majority of local talent, because we know how St. Louis fans want to see local players play in front of them. So we're on track. It takes a while, but we're on track, and we feel like that we're doing a good job.
We love you, Dale Schilly. Thank you for being with us again on a Friday.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Dale Schilly, Academy Director for City SC, and you can hear him on the call of the next game. They will play Wednesday at 7:30 against Orlando on Y98. And did you notice he did not say he loved us back?
Oh, I noticed. I think he's a little tired of our shenanigans, probably. This guy's a serious man doing serious work, and he has to mess around with us for a couple minutes every Friday.
He could do worse.
He could do better.
Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji, 104.1 FM, KMOX. Did you see this? Next.
Get ready, St. Louis. The Cubs are coming to town June 23rd through the 26th. The Cardinals host baseball's best rivalry at Busch Stadium in a series that always delivers. The Chicago STL rivalry is legendary, and the energy in the ballpark will be electric. It's the perfect way to spend a summer day or night at the ballpark with passionate fans and nonstop action. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Sonny Gray, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hey parents, looking for something fun and unforgettable to do with the kids? Bring the whole family to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. From kid-friendly activities and giveaways to awesome promotions like Kids Run the Bases. Your little ones will have a blast, and so will you. Check out Family Sundays, presented by Smithfield, where select tickets include a free jumbo hot dog and soda. There's nothing like sharing the magic of Cardinals baseball together. Make your memories this summer at Busch Stadium. Tickets are available at cardinals.com.
On the Chris and Amy Show, we're launching 100 Acts of Kindness because apparently honking less in traffic doesn't count as charity.
We're teaming up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to prove kindness doesn't have to cost a dime.
Hold the door, say thank you, help your neighbor take out their trash without throwing yours in first.
No grand gesture required, just small, simple acts of human decency. We believe in you.
Join us and share your stories with hashtag 100KindActs.
Kindness, it's like a group hug without the awkwardness.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
There is a very good reason why Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. That's a tagline, but it's also the truth. This is Debbie Monterey. And just a quick story. There's a fence that I walk past almost every day. It's about half the age of my Chesterfield Fence and Deck fence. And it has been deteriorating rapidly. They are having a new fence installed this week because it did not last. That's where Chesterfield Fence and Deck offers you such a great value for your money, because it is always the best materials installed by professionally trained experts who are on staff at Chesterfield Fence and Deck and know what they're doing. So if you're going to spend the money on a deck, a patio, a pergola, a sunroom, a screen room, a fence, a gate, whatever it is, know that Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll take 20% off your next outdoor project. ChesterfieldFence.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ron, do you remember Pan Am?
Yeah, the airplane company.
More than 3 decades
Airline.
after Pan Am declared bankruptcy, it's returned to the skies.
It has?
Well,
same logo?
Kind of.
I love that logo.
It is the same logo. It's a blue and white Boeing 757 with the iconic Pan Am logo on it. It departed from New York on Tuesday, had 50 passengers, and it carried them across the Atlantic as part of a 12-day luxury tour. Now, yes, it's not really starting the airline. Basically, they bought a chartered jet, slapped the logo on it, and are trying to recreate the experience that your grandparents had, namely fully reclining seats, an open bar, and, quote, flight attendants in little hats.
Oh,
and yes,
I love it.
And so it will stop in Bermuda, Portugal, France, the UK, and Ireland. Minimum, the base cost is $60,000 per person.
Oh.
But that includes lodging.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're going to maybe expand the Pan Am branded tour with stops in the Pacific.
I feel like it's a little steep.
Steep.
60,000's a little steep.
Even for 12 days, that's a steep
For
price.
12, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a luxury experience, though. And the plane does look kind of cool. I mean, it's the old logo.
Yikes, bro. Did you see yesterday in the game between the Dodgers and the Padres, Amy? You know what an immaculate inning is, right?
It's when you have a baby without having sex during a baseball game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
An immaculate inning is a perfect inning.
So Yoshi Yamamoto was in the midst of an immaculate inning, which means that you throw 9 pitches.
Oh.
And they're all strikeouts. Okay, so you just throw.
Oh my gosh!
You never heard of
Strikes.
this?
They're all strikes.
All strikes.
Yeah, no.
9 pitches,
No.
all strikes, and the inning is over. It's very, very rare.
I've never heard of it happening.
In fact, the estimation is that in Major League history, something like 2 million innings have been played in baseball, like over 2.1 million innings. They don't know for sure exactly how many, but it's about that. There have been 118 immaculate innings. That's how rare they are.
Wow.
Yamamoto was 1 strike
no.
away from it in the game last night, and it could not have been a better pitch.
Ugh.
And Marvin Hudson, the umpire, called it a ball.
No.
Just so
Did
blanking terrible.
Did anyone
So
just lose
bad.
it? Did the
It didn't look
manager
like-
lose it, or
There were some confused looks in the dugout. It was so bad. So like it was one of those like, what are you even looking at? What are you looking at? Did you look away at the last moment?
Upset.
So
That's
when
upsetting.
I saw it happen, I know we're getting closer and closer to the robot umpire. It cannot come soon enough. It cannot come soon enough because that would have been, if they do this challenge system, which could be implemented in 2026, that easily would have been challenged. It was so bad.
I hate that.
I mean, I can't describe it to you any better than that. You have to go and look for it yourself. But we could have had the 119th immaculate inning in history, and it was ruined because an umpire stupid. Bring on the robots tomorrow. Final hour of the show is coming up. Amy Marks-Kors and Chris Ranji, we love you. We also have tickets that we're going to give away before the show is over to the Outlaw Festival at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Bob Dylan, Willie Nelson, Nathaniel Ratliff. Got to be listening for your chance to win on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey, and between now and the end of the summer, chances are that you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell a home. And like me, you probably know a few realtors. Well, yeah, I know several as well, but when someone I know needs to sell their home, I always recommend Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I've been telling you about Gloria for years now, and here's why you should call, because no matter what the market does, Gloria Liu will guarantee upfront and in writing to sell your home at 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference.
St. Louis home sellers, if you're looking for certainty and the most money guaranteed for the sale of your home, call me, Gloria Liu. My name is My Promise, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Call me directly at 314-325-6888 or visit me online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Winner of 4 Edward R. Murrow Awards, including Overall Excellence. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at Michael's Baths. So, as you know, it's such a great deal. If you've been looking at other companies like Bath Fitter or 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, Mike does it local. He does it family. He's been doing nothing but bathrooms for 30 years now. And while many companies are raising prices due to tariff uncertainty, Michael's Baths is doing the opposite. They're offering $500 off any shower or tub replacement and $1,000 off a full bathroom remodel, turning market challenges into savings for their customers. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. Buying your brand new Buick or GMC has never been easier. Here at Suntrup Buick GMC, our family-owned and operated dealership has been proudly servicing St. Charles County for over 30 years by always providing aggressive pricing, a massive inventory selection, and exceptional customer service. Buying from Suntrup means you get the best vehicle at the best price. Visit Suntrup Buick GMC today or visit us online at suntrupbuickgmc.com and save more at Suntrup Buick GMC.
It is 11 o'clock and we've got partly sunny skies and 84 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Israel and Iran have struck at one another again a week into their war as President Trump weighs U.S. involvement and new diplomatic efforts appear to be taking place. Iran's foreign minister arrived in Geneva today for meetings with diplomats from the European Union, United Kingdom, France, and Germany. He called Israel's strikes an unprovoked aggression. A week of Israeli strikes on Iran have killed at least 657 people and wounded more than 2,000 others. A donation drive for St. Louis tornado victims is underway in Chesterfield.
Chesterfield is part of the region
And this tornado was a devastating situation.
Michael Steinberg of the Steinberg Group has teamed up with the Chesterfield Cares nonprofit to collect supplies.
Water, maybe a rake, blankets, just household goods. Anything that's a household good needs to be collected, because these people lost everything.
Donations can be taken to the district on North Outer 40 in Chesterfield until 3 today. Then again tomorrow from 10 to 3. Just follow the tornado relief signs. The Women in Government National Legislative Conference is wrapping up today at the Chase Park. Wendy Doyle of Kansas City-based United We was Wednesday's keynote speaker. She says they had a moment of silence for the political assassination in Minnesota last weekend.
Highlighted that we hope that this does not deter good people to step forward to run for elected office, that courage, bipartisan support, civility, diplomacy is critical at this moment in time.
She says although the female lawmakers in attendance are from both sides of the aisle, there are issues where they find common ground and can work together. Another unanimous decision today from the U.S. Supreme Court. Legal analyst Lori Levinson has more on the High Court upholding a law allowing American victims of some terror attacks to sue.
The Supreme Court deciding to allow victims of terrorist attacks to actually sue the Palestinian Authorities, even though those individuals are generally outside the United States, but have activity within the United States. And the court said that the statute that allows that meets due process standards, and this will make it easier for victims of such attacks to bring these lawsuits.
I'm Vicky Barker in London.
The ayes to the right, 314. The noes to the left, 291.
The moment British lawmakers approved the country's first ever legislation legalizing assisted suicide for terminally ill people who request it. After 4 hours of often emotional, always respectful debate, the House of Commons voted to send the measure to Parliament's upper chamber, the House of Lords.
A 10-year-old Florida girl is recovering after surviving a shark attack and undergoing surgery. Leah Lindell lost her hand when a bull shark bit her during a beach day with her family. But a team of surgeons at Tampa General were able to reattach her hand.
I didn't see anything. I was just snorkeling. Then I went up to breathe. And then something hard bit me and tried to take me away. Then I pick up my hand and it's all in blood. Then I started screaming.
The doctors say Leah's youth is helping her to heal quickly.
An extreme heat watch from tomorrow afternoon through Tuesday evening. This afternoon, times of sun and clouds becoming hotter and more humid with a high of 95. Mainly clear, uncomfortably warm and sticky tonight, though just 78. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, the weather, which is sponsored by U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America 4th of July concerts, is partly sunny and 84 degrees. It's 11:04. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Celebrate Independence Day with a free concert by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America. July 2nd, 7 p.m. at Logan University in Chesterfield, showcasing patriotic music and more. Get free tickets at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Trump is holding out for a diplomatic solution to the Israel-Iran conflict.
Diplomatic immunity.
Can't hear the word diplomat or diplomatic without thinking of Lethal Weapon 2.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity. And what does he say when he drops the container on him? Revoked? The shipping container? It's been revoked. You ever seen the movie, have you?
No, I've never seen
Ruined. Now you can't see it.
Seen it because that is at the end. It was revoked.
Yeah, it's the guy from Mighty Ducks. Wear thick socks, Gordon. You know that one? That guy?
Oh, yeah.
The old coach or whatever, his
he
mentor.
Ran the skate shop.
Yes. Where he gives him the skates. It's that guy, and he plays a bad guy.
Diplomatic immunity. That
Diplomatic immunity.
In the same way that I can't talk about democracy without it being democracy manifest.
Very similar. Very similar.
Yes. Well, Donald Trump has equivocated publicly when it comes to the U.S. involvement in the conflict between Israel and Iran. And it kind of started with a Truth Social post when he said, quote, "We have control over the skies over Iran." Now, Israel had control over the skies in Iran, and he used the word "we." And it was funny. A National Review editor in the podcast said, if Republicans are pretty concerned about pronouns, "we" is an important one to use in this conversation.
Because, and that was, I think, that's really been the issue over the entire last week is, well, wait a minute, how involved are we?
How involved
are we going to get?
Yes.
Because if you have been arguing for years that we shouldn't be helping Ukraine because we can't keep getting into wars, which we never sent any troops over there, and all we did was give arms to them that were old and were going to be replaced anyway, because that's part of our economy is replacing and making and selling and arms. You can't make the argument that was too much and then now be on board with the idea of potentially actually using our own troops to do something, whether it's pilots or whatever.
There's a lot
else.
here. Yeah, there's a lot here. And Trump obviously has been outspoken about his isolationist tendencies. The populists that run the Republican Party now, they are isolationists. I mean, isolationism tends to be a pretty big current within the populist stream. And so you do see that, no more forever wars. Donald Trump talked about that, but he was asked about the conflict between Israel and Iran and whether or not the United States would be involved. And he said this.
You don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
So,
okay.
So you're saying
suppose,
there's a chance.
I suppose in maybe a black ops kind of situation, you don't want to show your hand, right? But if we're about to get involved, I don't know about okay. It could be that he knows exactly what he wants to do, but he doesn't want to say it publicly, and I'm going to grant him that possibility. But at some point, you're going to have to be public with it because you should be going through Congress.
Or not public. You just say, well, Israel's a great ally and they have a right to defend themselves. Because here's the thing. I'm telling you exactly what's happening with all these Western leaders and all of Europe. They can condemn it. Say, oh, Israel, you can't escalate it. And, Israel and Iran, that's a conflict they have. And they say that publicly. And they go behind closed doors and they say, thank goodness that Israel is blowing up the nuclear sites there in Iran.
But first of all, they're doing a little more than that right now, and they wouldn't be able to do it without us. So that should be said.
Well,
but
allegedly they don't have the big bunker busters,
which are made here, by the way, in St. Louis.
And they don't have the big ones.
But that's not really the issue. It's not about whether or not we're assisting them. It's about whether or not we are really getting involved in a full-scale war, because this is somebody who literally ran on no more wars. There can be no more wars as soon as I take office day one. Joe Biden's getting us into wars. That's what this is about.
No, I know that. That's what I'm saying is we know that we provide Israel with military help and the Iron Dome and all that. I know that. I know we give them money and weaponry. But generally to the public, whether it is the president of the United States or the president of Canada or the president of France or of Germany or any of these EU leaders, we know yes, of course we give Israel military help and weapons and so forth and money and so forth. But it gives us plausible deniability to say, well, we don't really know how they're using it. We don't know what's going on. Generally, that's what these leaders say. Donald Trump, I think, can't help himself. I don't think he likes to think that there's a big military operation going on and he's not the big man on campus. This would be a time to let Israel be the big man on campus. Now, you can say, we support them. Absolutely. I'm not saying don't say that you support them or they have a right to defend themselves. But I'm telling you, nobody wants a nuclear Iran. Everybody knows Iran is the largest state sponsor of terror, spending billions of dollars on their nuclear program, and Hezbollah and Hamas and all these other terrorist groups, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, the Houthi movement, billions of dollars in Syria to Assad that killed tens of thousands of Palestinians. So this is what Iran's doing. They've trademarked the phrase death to America, death to England, death to Israel, death to the Jews and the infidels. Like, that's what they're doing. They've been promising that when they have the ability to blow up Israel, they will. They have a countdown clock. They have a countdown clock to the end of the existence of Israel.
We've also been talking about Iran and nukes for 30 years, it's just around the corner, and it clearly has not been just around the corner.
But I will say
and
this.
Israel would not be doing this now if they weren't very confident they're not even close to the capability.
But think
of
of this. How many accidents have happened over the years? I can think of 4 accidents in the past 6 years where, a nuclear facility or uranium enrichment plant, there's an accident. My guess is Israel's making sure that Iran doesn't get nuclear. And we can say whatever we want about Israel, but I'm telling you, behind closed doors, every single one of those leaders in Europe and in North America are thanking God that Israel's doing this.
That's not even the important point as far as the United States is concerned, is whether or not we are actually sending troops or going to really, not just a little bit of assistance here and there, but I'm talking like get full scale involved. That's what the concern is. That's why people keep asking him, what are you going to do here?
And that's what I'm
because
saying.
they want to know.
He can't help himself in the sense of like, to me, this would be the time for him
you think he's just saying like, we're doing the same thing that America always does, just kind of help them on the down low. That's what you're saying, but he can't help but talk about being involved.
I think he wants to be the big man on campus. I think he wants to do something.
And I'm not that confident that that's what's going on. I think people are legitimately concerned, and they have every right to be, because this is a fly by the seat of his pants kind of guy, which is not really, in my opinion, a great quality to have if you have this position. But that's just
not when it comes to Iran. No,
or anything. He does it kind of on anything, on a whim. He's been like that on immigration. He was a week ago talking about, this immigration policy is really a problem for farms and for hospitality. So we're going to back off on that. And then he 3 days later went back on that. So he's not really consistent in anything. So why should we feel confident that he's not really going to get us involved in something?
Oh, no, that's
here.
what I'm saying.
He ran on getting us out of wars, never-ending wars. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, George Bush, getting us in never-ending wars. Well, this dude acts like he wants to really get involved in one now.
That's what I'm saying. He is so fickle. I have said this over and over again. He has no North Star other than himself. So if he happens to align with your isolationist values or your populist values, it's only because in that moment it was beneficial for him to say that thing.
Yeah.
So now when people say, well, wait a minute, I thought he didn't want to get involved in war. No, in the moment, it benefited him to say, we've got to end forever wars. We've got to stomp out the neocons. And now you think he's backtracking. He's not backtracking on anything because he has no fixed point other than how he feels in that moment. And that's what I'm saying is, if he had a fixed point, he would stop talking. Don't get the United States more involved than it needs to be right now. And to your point, I have no confidence that on a whim, he might think, you know what? Let's do more because I want to say that I'm the one that did it.
Right. And I just hope that if he does this, the people who voted for him because he promised we were getting out of wars, I hope they go, wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute. You said the other thing. I hope they don't just fall in line with it, go, well, because that's what Donald Trump wants to do, then that must be the right thing to do. Have some critical thinking here. And I hope that's what people do. And I imagine a lot of people who voted for him will have those thoughts, but there's a very hardcore percentage that it does not matter what he says. They are in. They're in because they think he just knows what he's doing at all times and is smarter than everybody else.
And that's why, again, why I wish he would stop talking, because here's the thing. Israel knows how to protect itself. And I think Israel does a lot that we don't know about, in the sense of, it's like, hey, we've got to protect ourselves. The world is against us. All of the surrounding countries want to blow us up. And a lot of the West is starting to look at us as a really bad guy. So we've got to do what we need to do to preserve ourselves, the small little country that we are. I have confidence that Israel is confident that they're going to make sure that Iran can't develop nukes, that they're taking out the leaders of the Iranian regime, which, by the way, the Iranian people are suffering terribly under this regime, whether it's the morality police and the women and all of this, right? So it's not the Iranian people, it's the Iranian regime.
Yeah.
And Israel wants to take them out. And I have confidence that Israel can do what it needs to do. And I think if the United States kind of does what it normally does, which is we support Israel's right to defend itself, I don't want Trump to get us more involved than we need to be.
Well, I think we should take some ownership and recognize that we are, as a country, way before us, partially responsible for what Iran is now, because they had a democratically elected government in the 50s, and we overthrew them because we helped overthrow them because we thought they were a little too Soviet friendly, or going to be, and there were oil interests. So that is one of the reasons that this religious fundamentalism was able to take over in the 50s, and that's our fault.
So I think we should. The Islamic Revolution
it happened in the 70s, but it started in the 50s when we overthrew a democratically elected leader because, again, we thought he was cozying up too much with the Soviets, and that's our fault. So we should take ownership of that, and there's a reason Iran doesn't like us, and I think it's okay to acknowledge that too.
And they've never liked. I will say, radical Islam has never liked us. The founding fathers dealt with it. When you had like the Tripoli pirates and all that. I mean, this radical Islam has been attacking infidels, Christians, Americans, whatever it is, before America had anything to do with their country. So it is the ideology of radical Islam, but it goes back.
It could have a lot to do with it could have a lot to do with history that goes well beyond that too. I mean, I don't think we're perfect, and I think we should acknowledge that maybe we are also partially to blame for some ills that have happened in other countries over the hundreds of years. I think it's okay to acknowledge that. And it's not just
America didn't exist in 1530.
Christianity did. And I think they might see us as a Christian nation. Some people, I don't think everybody does, but there were some really bad things that happened hundreds of years ago.
We got to deal with it now because radical Islam is not good.
No radical religion is good. Zero. None of them. There's not a single radical religion that is good. Let's get a break. 314-436-7900. Go right ahead and join the show. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, we're going to give away tickets to the Outlaw Fest, which is coming up at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, June 28th. Final pair of tickets this week to give away. Got to be listening for your chance to win on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Cash for Clunkers is back. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis is paying cash for your clunkers now. They'll haul away your old garage door and give you instant credit towards a new insulated door. $200 for the first garage door and $100 for each additional door. Cash in your old entry door too. It's Cash for Clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Convenient, free, in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan from McKelvey Homes. Since 1898, we've been building homes of legendary quality with personal service for families in St. Louis for over 127 years. And to mark this special occasion, we are celebrating with our anniversary gift of $18,980 in options on all homes in all communities across St. Louis and St. Charles counties. When you're ready to move up to McKelvey, visit McKelveyhomes.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
When you have Rhino Shield on your house, it does a couple of things for you. It beautifies the house and it protects it from the harshest elements. And boy, do we see those here in the greater St. Louis area. You get instant curb appeal. It will stick to anything. Rhino Shield is the answer, no matter whether you're painting a home or a church or a business or a condo, because it's 100% waterproof. It takes care of the outdoor maintenance on whatever is on the outside of your home. The brick, the block, aluminum, steel, stucco. They can put this on with the 2 to 3 coat process. They're there about a week, and they do a great job. A lot of businesses have done it in the area. Several Firestones have done that. Vantage Credit Union over the years, Harlan Packaging down in DeSoto. Call Darren today and schedule your free estimate. 877-25-RHINO, easy to remember phone number, or go online today at 877-25rhino.com.
Hi, this is Michael McMillan, President and CEO of the Urban League, inviting anyone who was victimized by the recent tornado to come to our regional headquarters this Saturday, June 21st, from 12 to 3 at Page, Martin Luther King, and Kings Highway, where we will be prepared to serve over 3,000 people, providing over $300,000 worth of food, toiletries, PPE, cleaning materials, and other supplies. Please spread the word to anyone in need.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-million. That's 314-9 all zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. This is National Cancer Survivor Awareness Month, and we are joined by Dr. Lindsay Peterson.
And the program at Siteman Cancer Center is always evolving to address the needs of all of our patients. And so we want to know, what patients need, what we can do for them, and we want to make sure that we're providing those different resources for them.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
It's been Community Shout-Out Week here on the Chris and Amy Show. We've got, in case you didn't know, 100 Acts of Kindness, which is ongoing now through the end of the year. In partnership with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling and Electrical. And we appreciate them being a part of this with us. And we started things off at Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, doing a broadcast from there. By the way, Urban League has another real big push for donations of supplies tomorrow. So Urban League at 1408 North Kings Highway during the afternoon, they are taking donations of all those supplies that are still needed for tornado relief. So like canned food, that sort of thing, bottled water, hygiene supplies, cleaning supplies, infant supplies, all of those things they are still looking for. And we have been asking you all week to tell us about somebody that you are aware of, either a friend of yours or somebody in the community that you know who has been acting kindly, doing kind things, and you think deserves a little bit of recognition. Go ahead and tell us about that person. You can text in at 314-436-7900, or you can leave us a voice message on the Odyssey app. And sometime soon here, we're going to be highlighting a charity of the week, and we want to do that throughout the rest of the year. And I think, so if there are charities that you would like to tell us about, go ahead. Same thing. Text into the show, leave a voice message with us, or at Chris Amy KMOX, tweet at us and let us know, because there are a lot of charities out there that don't get the recognition that like American Cancer Society does, LLS. These are some of the bigger charities. And if there's one that you think is doing really good work and doesn't get the recognition, maybe a local charity, tell us about them. We'd like to hear about them.
Yes, so many charities doing great work locally, just like boots on the ground. Sometimes it's like a mom and pop organization or the equivalent of that with a charity. Also with the heat wave, Ranj, that will be hitting St. Louis with heat indices well over 100, super humid. I know a lot of people as well still affected by the tornado, working outside, doing repairs. Look out for your neighbors. Look out for the elderly. Also, if you need access to a cooling center, you can call the United Way by dialing 211.
Mm-hmm.
So dial 211. That will take you to the United Way that will give you information on how to find a cooling center this weekend. So just again, we've talked about so many people who are displaced out of their homes. I mean, it could be 1-2 years longer, depending on your situation, that you will be out of a home. And so look out for your neighbors this weekend. Be careful, hydrate. If you're pushing through to work on your home after the tornado, again, everybody look out for one another this weekend.
I joke all the time about how St. Louis summers are gross. They're disgusting, and I hate them. And I hate this 100
so
degrees that
negative.
we're about to. I don't like extreme heat and humidity. I just don't. And we tend to have that a little too much here. I joke about it, right? But there are people where that weather is actually dangerous because of the environment that they live in.
Mm-hmm.
So do check on your neighbors, check on your friends. If you know somebody is vulnerable in that way, it's really important that you do that, especially a weekend like this. We have the heat advisory that starts at noon tomorrow, and it's going to be bad through like Tuesday of next week. So check on your people.
And pets. If it's
Pets
hot
too,
and you
yeah.
have a pet, be careful taking your pets for a walk. Hey, keep listening because we are giving away tickets.
Outlaw Fest. Bob Dylan.
Willie
Nelson. Nathaniel Rateliff.
Rateliff.
I've been chastised by
Told you.
these people who love Nathaniel Rateliff
Mm-hmm.
and the Night Sweats.
You have.
They're two different. They're not two different bands. They're the same
Wait
band.
till we tell you to call, but when we do tell you, you have minutes and it's your last chance. So
No.
of you.
No. You have seconds.
Seconds. Oh, so I meant minutes from now.
Oh, yes. But you will when it is time to call.
You'll have seconds.
You will have seconds.
So most of you will lose.
Oh, there's no question about that. Bunch of losers listening to this show. Why is Tyler laughing at us? We're not funny. Tyler Rosen, it's good to see you, pal. Matt Pajeski, we see him every day.
These are the guys that make this show happen. If you're thinking, wow, this show is so good, who could possibly make this show happen? It's Matt Pajeski and Tyler Rosen.
It's Chris and Amy, 104.1 FM.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. For over 30 years, St. Louis families have trusted Suntrup Ford Westport and Suntrup Ford Kirkwood as a proud, family-owned and operated dealership. We offer more than just great deals. We offer peace of mind. At Suntrup Ford, you'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from, unmatched customer service, and our exclusive lifetime powertrain protection program. Visit in store or online at suntrupford.com. Save more at Suntrup Ford. Visit suntrupford.com.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Universal Windows Direct. If you're a homeowner like me, you know how it goes. You work hard for your home, you take pride in it. But let's be honest, it's always something, right? Well, right now from Universal Windows, you can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 314-334-2522 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. I've been in business with these guys for a while now. I really trust them. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Add some star-spangled style to your summer with Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale going on now. Shop Hot Buys for every room in your home, now just $6.99. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide. And don't miss upgrading your patio. Save up to 20% on select outdoor furniture. Or feel the freedom to buy now and pay over time with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
The legends ride again. Willie Nelson and the Outlaw Music Festival is rolling back into St. Louis, June 28th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Don't miss the living legends, Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, along with Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and more, live right here in St. Louis. This is country the way it was meant to be. Tickets are still available, so get them before they're gone. More information can be found at KMOX.com/events.
Currently, it is 87 degrees. It almost feels like 100 already. So be careful out there. The high today, 95. Tonight, a low, only 75. It's going to be a hot one this weekend.
Brought to you by Visit Missouri.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy our world-class dining and distilleries, shops and spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
When it comes to DSPs, usability matters. Some platforms bury you in complexity. Results-driven advertising shouldn't look like a chemistry experiment. Viant's AI-powered DSP streamlines setup, automates measurement and optimization, and keeps you in control. Less clicking, more strategy. And with proven CTV leadership across premium publishers, Viant works smarter and delivers stronger. Why are you still trading on a desk? Visit Viant.ai to unlock real results today.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Tonight,
The Cards, the Reds.
Ameren Total Access 520.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
On the road again.
Let's do it right now. We're going to give away these tickets, baby. And this is the last chance you have all week to win tickets for Outlaw Festival, June 28th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And we need caller number 7 to 955-1120. That's the contest line. 314-955-1120. Caller 7 gets to see Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and Nathaniel Rateliff. What a great show that is going to be at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on June 28th.
All right. Well, we've talked about how KMOX was pretty buttoned up for years. When I first started with Charlie in 2019, I mean, it was like a collared shirt, nice pants, never would have worn jeans. Never. And apparently when I started coming here, 2016, 17, 18, again, went with Charlie in 2019, a lot of guys still wore suit and tie. Still a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Not wearing the tie was the big, risky, casual day that we would have. Now, after COVID, things got very casual. People started wearing jeans every day. And then when KMOX brought you on board and Kevin Wheeler on board and the Dave Glover show on board, things went to hell.
Well, they got there before me.
People dressed terribly.
Glover and Wheeler were here before me,
Yeah.
like years before me.
Yeah, well, it got very casual. A little too casual around here. At any rate, the Wall Street Journal came out with a list of the 39 definitive rules of office fashion. I thought we'd hit some of them.
Okay.
See how well you do.
Is this a quiz for me?
Not so much a quiz as maybe an anecdotal review of
Okay.
the Wall Street Journal list. So if you have the kind of workplace where shorts are okay, you already know it. If you aren't sure, then your work is not shorts appropriate.
So that means if you're not seeing people in shorts, then it's not appropriate.
If you
Right.
don't know if you're allowed to wear shorts
Then
to
you're
work,
not.
then you're not. But if you have a kind of workplace where
Well-
shorts are okay, you already know it.
I don't agree with this. Because what if no one's tested it? What if it is okay? It's just that nobody's tried it out
Chris
yet.
Myhill wore his swimming trunks to work when he worked
So
with
then,
Charlie
yeah, it must
Brennan.
be okay. Did anybody say anything to him?
I think so.
Well, maybe jokingly because they had not seen it before.
His wife asked him, "Didn't you know the liner? Didn't you notice the liner?" And he said, "Well, I thought shorts had liners now." She said, "Did you notice the logo that said Speedo on it?" He did not.
Well, I mean, no, but the point is, he did wear shorts.
You wear shorts outside, but you don't really wear shorts here, do you? I never really noticed.
No, I wore them to. I thought we
Yeah,
were
it was
broadcasting
embarrassing.
outside at Urban League,
Embarrassing.
and I showed up in shorts. It's fine.
His big, stupid legs were out there at the Urban League.
My legs are fine.
It says a cropped top is okay, but a crop top is not.
A cropped top is okay, but a crop top. What is the difference?
I know. So it doesn't explain. It just says a crop top that shows off your midsection is not okay for work. They also suggested, they said wearing a crop top that shows off your midsection is okay literally anywhere else but work except maybe church. I wouldn't wear a crop top to church, but a cropped top, maybe that's just the style where it hits at your waistline.
Okay.
And you can tell it's like an Oxford shirt, but for women, sometimes they cut them off so they're boxy. I think they're trying to be cute. I find it more confusing. All right. It's a hard no on flip-flops. Same goes for Crocs and athletic slides. Colleagues should never have to see your entire foot. And colleagues should never have to hear thwack, thwack, thwack.
The worst. It's one of the worst sounds.
Yeah, the hallway.
Let me go ahead and amend this.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no flip-flops anywhere except for the beach.
Yeah,
that is the only place.
I agree.
I don't care if it's summertime. I don't care if you're in a patio enjoying an ice cold beer in the middle of the summer. No,
I'm anti flip-flop.
Flip-flops are awful.
I'm anti flip-flop. And they're even supposedly coming back like, here's Kendall Jenner and Jennifer Lawrence in flip-flops.
I hate your flip-flops.
No, they're the worst.
I hate your flip-flops. I hate them.
Now,
I hate them.
It does say, and
your feet are gross.
I hope this is for women only. I don't think men should ever show their toes at work. I think it's disgusting.
What men show their toes at work?
There are a few.
Here?
So the Wall Street Journal says it is okay to show a little toe as long as your toenails are neat and tidy and you've had a pedicure and the shoe to foot visibility ratio is tipped in the balance of the shoe. Here's the thing. I have some nice sandals, like maybe a little heel or a sandal. I don't wear a heel, but a nice sandal that shows your toes. And even then, I only wear them if I have pants that really cover the foot because I feel naked when my toes are out at work.
Yeah, your toe. I don't like
think
feet.
your toes should
feet
be out.
Feet are bad. I don't care if your feet are cute.
Men should never show their toes. Ever.
Beach.
But not
Beach,
at work.
pool.
I don't care if, let's say you go get a pedicure every 3 days.
I don't care if you're going to a street fest.
I don't care if you're a foot model.
Street fest in the summer, no flip-flops. Sorry. I'll tell you, there's one. I got this big buddy of mine. He's like 6'8". He's just a big dude.
A big buddy.
Yeah, he's a big guy. And he's a dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love him. And we were in California a few years ago. And the streets it was Hermosa Beach. So the streets are angled down.
Yeah.
We were waiting for the car to pick us up to take us to the airport. And I was coming out of the house. We all stayed in the same house. I was coming out and they were already in the street waiting for the car. And they had their roller bags and the bags are sitting next to them as they're standing and talking. And then I guess I missed this part, but slowly his bag started to roll down the hill. Then it started to pick up speed and he turned around and he noticed what was going on and he started running after it. So when I came outside, you know, the thwack, thwack sound, it was like, thwack, 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 thwack. Like he's running down because he's in flip-flops.
And he's 6'8".
And he's running down after this suitcase, which ended up in the next street and a car almost hit it. So I hate that sound. I hate the thwack, thwack sound.
So that's a big no. It also says the width of your pants doesn't matter as much as the rise matters. The higher the rise of your pants, the safer for work. Quote, we all have to bend over now and then. So big, trendy, high-waisted slacks are a great choice. So it doesn't matter if your pants are really wide. However, there is such a thing as too tight pants. Quote, if your calves or anything else is bulging out, your pants are too tight.
Let me tell you something about this. None of this is going to be a problem with my new business, Nice Package, the delivery service, where you are encouraged, in fact, required to wear jeans cut off as short as possible. We are going to put UPS and FedEx out of business. I guarantee you.
Yep.
People are going to pay a premium for this service.
All right. They also said jeans are no longer just for Fridays. It's okay to wear jeans any day of the week.
That's right.
If your office dress code is business casual. However, Your jeans need to be a straight leg, non-ripped, non-too tight, non-too baggy.
Okay. It's too many nons.
So basically just a straight leg pant, not ripped. Also, iron your clothes. People need to stop wearing wrinkly clothes to work. You look stupid.
I agree with that. I don't see a lot of wrinkly clothes here. I think people...
I was a little worried. My problem with some shirts, especially if they're linen, you iron them, and as soon as you sit in the car, they get wrinkly.
Well, I don't think linen is supposed to be ironed flat. It's supposed to have a wrinkly look to it.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's acceptable.
Linen, yeah, I don't wear a lot of linen. It's fancy. Okay, if your shirt, this is something for you and Kevin, if your shirt has moisture wicking technology, or if it has a UPF sunscreen technology, you need to keep it for the outdoors.
Disagree.
No, I mean, you look like you're wearing moisture wicking half
This is cotton. This is just straight up regular cotton.
You had Under Armour on the other day. Under Armour usually wicks.
Well, I don't know if mine wicks, but I will continue to wear my Under Armour jackets.
Here's a very specific no-no. Do not wear droopy socks.
Droopy socks, so that they aren't like up tight around your calves?
It's okay to wear quirky socks. One, it's not okay to wear socks that you wore to the gym.
What about your doily socks?
Well, those are fashionable.
Are they?
Yeah, they're lace.
You're the only person I know who wears them. I've never seen anybody else with those.
You know how we
toddlers? I've seen toddlers with them.
We know that you take care of or spend time with your mom because you know the word doily.
Well, I had a grandmother too.
Well, you spent time with her. Good job.
Yeah, I think everyone.
Don't wear.
Jesky, well, you're an old guy. You're like an old man.
Ask Tyler.
I know what a doily is.
Tyler Rosen, did you know what a doily was before we were talking about it? Yeah, everybody knows.
Well, that's because everybody had a grandma, probably. A lot of people did. Not everyone.
Yeah.
Some people.
Everybody has everybody had
that's
one
why
at some point.
Had a grandma. You had to have had a grandma, otherwise you aren't here.
I had a great grandma till I was 24.
That's insane.
My family liked the young, you know what I mean?
No, can you explain it?
No. Please continue.
All right. This one hits close to home. You're only supposed to have 2 bags maximum. You can carry a work bag or a tote bag, but any more bags would be too many bags.
You walk in here like you just got in a fight with your husband and you're moving out.
It does. You're right. And it's always kind of like slipshod and looks like I threw it all together at the last minute. I'm a little harried. Yeah. You're right. It does. It looks like a domestic every day when I show up.
Slipshod. Characterized by a lack of care, thought, or organization.
Very good. Thank you, Matt. Very, very good.
Yeah,
you need to do something about those
it looks
bags,
like a domestic.
lady. But you're not alone. For whatever reason, women love to have just a million bags on them.
Here's the thing, though. If you're like, what, Amy, what do you, if you go to one of the sales ladies and go, Amy, or I don't know, let's make up a name, Patty.
Oh.
or Karen.
Karen.
I forgot there was a real Patty.
Margaret.
But if you go to Margaret and say, what's in your bag? And you're like, well, here's my makeup, and here's this, and maybe a little spritz, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, all this different stuff. You know what I had in my bag? Meatballs. I had a bag full of meatballs.
Was it? You did? What was
it? Michael goes, what's in your bag? I said, well, here's my water bottle. Here's my LaCroix, my extra coffee, and meatballs. That's what was in my bag.
Amy Poehler's got that podcast, and I'm just thinking of this now. In the last week, I want to say it might have been Seth Meyers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was him or whatever, but she's got him on the show, and he was talking about being out to dinner with her and a bunch of other comedians who you would know if I said their names.
Sure.
I think Tina Fey was there, maybe not. I don't know. But it would be all female comedians that you know. And he was like, I sat there.
Yes.
And he said basically the entire night, you would think it's all these funny conversations going on, but it was just all of you women looking through your bags
tote
for something.
Bags. Yes.
Everybody had a tote bag. Some people had the same tote bag, and they spent half the time looking through their tote bags for something.
Yeah. I mean, and I try to streamline. So one is my work bag, which is my notebooks, my laptop, and all of that. And then I have a separate bag that I keep my meatballs in.
Women go to work with bags the way I overpack when I go away for a weekend trip.
Yeah, which is ironic because I only do carry-on for a 10-day trip. I don't even check a bag for a 10-day trip. You know why? Because you don't bring your own meatballs.
You don't. Okay. You don't need to bring your own meatballs.
Yeah, you do.
I need you to stop.
Hungry.
By the way, I need you to stop having lunch for breakfast.
I'm so hungry when I get here.
You're killing me with your lunch for breakfast.
The meatballs were a little stinky this morning.
Everything you eat is stinky. It's either onions or garlic, meatballs,
not onions and garlic.
and it's loud. Everything you eat is loud.
It's more satisfying to eat when you crunch. I don't do smoothies.
It's not satisfying to me. It's making my morning experience that much more worse.
Much more worse.
Much more worse than it
Worser.
already was. It's Chris and Amy. We have Out of Context, the week Out of Context, next on KMOX.
Charlie Brennan once again with Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. Dr. Bosler, is it possible we might say, oh, those kids are mumbling, when the problem really is our own inability to hear?
Exactly. Hearing is integral in everything that we do. It keeps us involved and embraced in life. Not hearing someone is never normal. Ringing in the ears is never normal. And when people have a hearing loss, oftentimes they complain that they can hear, but they cannot understand people. And avoiding getting a hearing aid can have long-term effects on the speech reception area of the brain. So what that means is if you test and treat the hearing loss early with a hearing aid, we can prevent a decline in the speech understanding that can happen if the hearing loss goes untreated.
The words of Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. 3 locations in St. Louis, 636-441-7470, the Audiology Center, STL.com.
Hey, it's Matt, your Leaf Filter Trusted Pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Tom Ackerman here, joining Busey Bank in recognizing Ron Doherty for building community. President and CEO Ron Doherty has been strengthening our communities for 40 years. After merging Doherty Business Solutions with CGI, he launched Doherty Enterprises and Foundation, which supports the Alzheimer's Association, other worthy causes, and innovative solutions with millions of dollars annually. Follow Doherty Enterprises on LinkedIn to learn more.
This is Pat Buring, Executive Vice President of Busey Bank. The Doherty Foundation supports the Alzheimer's Association and other causes financially, while Doherty Enterprises uses AI and advanced technology to provide support and relief to patients and caregivers dealing with Alzheimer's and other dementia diseases. Follow their lead. That's what building community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Summer's coolest mattress deals are going on now at Ashley's Stars and Stripes sale. This summer, save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and say goodbye to hot sleep and save up to $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze collection. Plus, feel the freedom to snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Better sleep starts at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, a look back at this week's Chris and Amy show. Out of context.
You don't like when your pants are
No, who
swampy.
does? Who likes smoky pants?
Smoky pants.
Is that what you said?
Swampy.
Well, that bottom tastes great. The older men get, the looser their pants get. We'll get 2 tasers, new one, old one, and you could tase each nipple.
Does he have testicles of glass?
Do vegan hot dog burps stink?
Ew, everything vegan stinks. What could you possibly have to offer Maria? Oh.
Hey, let's go to Raja Brand. Raja, what's going on out there? I'm a window licker.
Roundup on your nuts.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. So that was the week out of context.
Okay.
But I guess we have more. And we're playing a game with Matt Pajeski.
We have to explain ourselves.
You don't have more, but I'm going to have you...
Oh, try to go back and explain those.
So I've got those clips isolated here.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, you're going to have to defend yourself, or at least give context to why you said such horrible things on KMOX's Sacred Airwaves.
Yeah.
Sacred Airwaves. All right, go ahead.
Honestly, most of them are from Chris Ranji. All right, Ranj, I need you to provide some context for this.
Well, that bottom tastes great. Oh, we were talking about lobsters being bottom feeders.
Wow.
And how they're gross to eat, but lobsters are
Was
good
that
tasting.
it?
That's
it. Yeah.
Man, I wouldn't have remembered that for $1 million. I can't remember why you thought
Because
the
you
bottom
call them
tasted.
bottom feeders. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
the bottom tastes great because lobsters are delicious. Lobster is delicious. Okay, nailed it.
All right, Amy, I've got one for you.
Okay. Does he have testicles of glass? Well, here's what I remember.
I don't remember that one at all.
Their testicles were shattered. That
I need
was
a little more.
the phrase. His head shattered. And I'm like, shatter? Like, do testicles shatter? I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like they would smush.
Somebody. Okay, yeah, it was somebody who got hit down there.
Yes.
Where? When?
Down in the testicles, the testicular region.
Yep, that's the where.
I cannot remember where it was though.
It was a protester who was protesting ICE, got hit with a rubber
rubber
bullet.
Rubber bullet.
Yeah,
In the
And it-
nads.
and he said they shattered.
I feel like they would
He said one of his-
explode.
Yeah, I think,
Shattered is different. Shattered implies that there are shards of testicle.
right.
Now,
right.
in his pants.
Now it's just there's got to be a mess of testicle instead.
A mystical.
All right, they could use that one for next week.
Yeah. Ranji,
That's a testicle.
Ranji, give context to this.
We'll get 2 tasers, new one, old one, and you could tase each nipple. Was it? I have no idea.
Remember either.
I have no idea.
So we were talking with Sean Malone about... we're talking to Michael Calhoun about his bulletproof vests and how they expire.
Oh, okay. So we were
Wow.
going to test the... Yes, okay.
This is actually terrifying.
Yeah, because the Kevlar expires in the
Yes.
bulletproof vest. Okay. So, all right. What else you got?
All right, this one is a combination of both you guys.
Do vegan hot dog burps stink?
Ew, everything vegan stinks. I know. Mr. Chestnut has returned to the hot dog eating contest.
Joey Chestnut.
And he was banned because he was representing a vegan hot dog company. And they decided that vegan hot dogs don't count as hot dogs. Therefore, it's not a conflict of
That's
endorsers. And he is
perfect.
back in the Nathan's hot dog contest.
That's right.
You guys are good.
That I
Very
remembered.
good. Very good. I don't know if I feel like I would have said it was about a texter. A texter texted in about vegan hot dogs, but you're correct.
Ranji, explain this one.
I'm a window licker, you know? Oh, we were talking about the children screaming in the restaurant. And that was our question of the week is how quickly should you take your screaming child out of the restaurant if they're disturbing everybody? And somebody texted in about those window lickers. And I had never heard children be referred to as window
Ankle
lickers.
biters, you've heard of.
Dogs, little ankle biter dogs.
Well, no, those are kids.
Ankle biters are dogs, little tiny dogs.
They're for kids.
No.
I think they are. We'll look it up.
Look it up, Tyler.
We've got a couple more. This one is in the same vein.
Oh, that's a screaming. That's how loud the child was screaming at the breakfast place last weekend.
Because the toddler screamed like a 45-year-old man.
And it was a literal 15 minutes. It's not one of those like, hey, he went on for 15. It was 15 because I counted it. It was at least 15.
Unbelievable.
Take that kid outside.
This is the final one.
Joe again?
Was that making fun of morning shows?
Yes.
Morning zoo shows. That's what that was. Yep.
He goes every morning show.
And there's a guy in the background like,
Kind of like the 9 o'clock hour on Fridays.
That is Chuck Wagon and Beef Stick.
Beef Stick, yeah.
Something like that.
That's it. You guys did a good job.
That was pretty good.
You only forgot one, which was the nipples.
Well, good for us. We
You
did
know
well.
what? I
So
now-
that was the week out of context.
I have a
We
new
do it every Friday.
appreciation for people who have to testify in front of, like, in these Senate hearings. They're like, didn't you say? And then someone will reply, I don't know. I don't remember. Man, I get it now. You talked about tasing your nipples and you didn't remember.
Did not remember. Did not remember why. Well, good for us.
Nice work, everyone.
A texter says, grow up, Chris. Crunchy is good. Talking about crunchy food and how you're always bringing in loud food.
Oh.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I'm saying in the office. You know, you probably shouldn't bring a full seafood dinner in here either. Those are terrific, but you don't bring them to work.
Well, chips are fine. They sell chips at work.
Let's do some baseball, shall we? But first, you need to know that on the Odyssey app, everything you have missed
Ever
is
wanted.
there. Go back and listen to us there on the Odyssey app. We appreciate you. We'll be back with you on Monday at 9 o'clock. But coming up next, it is the Gas House Gang. Mike Claiborne, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler, and me. Also, John Rooney joins the show. A lot of baseball talk coming up from 12 to 1 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Hey, this is Charlie Brown.